All right, we're going to try this again. And hopefully, these Tennessee reception will let me be live and not chopping up and stuttering all over the place. So, the topic at hand is Dillian Whyte versus Jermaine Franklin. But before I get into that, I've got to tell y'all the truth. I do. I know I'm sick a lot, and I suffer from a disease. And that disease is no bitch in my blood. I mean, the doctors have looked, they have ran tests, and they just can't find any bitch in it. It doesn't exist. And they tell me, Tony, everybody's got a little bit of fear in them. Everybody does. But no matter how many lab tests they do on me, they cannot find any bitch in my blood. It just does not exist. So with that being said, I'm going to get into what the point of me saying this is before we get into the topic of the video. So I rarely go over to this dude's channel named BFTV, and I made a joke. A joke, right? A joke. And this dude muted me to then talk shit about the joke as if it was literal. As if it was literal what I said. Now, here's the thing that's so funny to respond to what this dude said. Too scared for me to respond because he muted me. So, I will respond here at the start of this video saying this. For one, as far as steroids, juice, all that shit goes, BFTV, you can look at me from the time I was 13 to right here at 32 years old. My body, my shape, my muscles have always remained. You could see me from when I got injured and I came back and I had lost a lot of weight. My strength was still there. Even whenever my muscles had depleted, got smaller, it was still there, pure strength. Why? Because that shit's born. You, on the other hand, you went from a twig to muscles overnight, and we know what does that. We know what does that. See, I have pictures for days of me from a child looking like a grown man, having a face of an 8-year-old with a body of a grown man at 13 years old. But you don't, because what you have is synthetic. So I know that bravery that you have right now, that synthetic bravery you got, that's got your dick getting useless and your balls getting smaller, that fake ass stuff that you're injecting in your ass cheeks, got you feeling good about yourself. And that's fine. But just know this, while you talking about you lifting 300 pounds, that's not heavy. In fact, that's quite weak. In fact, I even put up videos from when I came back after being injured for over 8 months, and I was still bitching over 300 pounds. Bro, if you can't touch 400 pounds on the bench, you're not strong. You're not even in a tier of what anybody would consider serious. Because weak people think 315 pounds is heavy, and it's really not. That's a warm-up for anybody who is truly strong. Just know that. So you can take all the synthetics that you want, and you'll never be anywhere near me. You just won't. I could be sick, dying, and I'm still going to be bigger than you. I'm still going to lift more than you. And I don't need what you're taking, because I've never gone from a twig to muscles overnight. Now, with that being said, let me get back to the topic of the conversation. What's going on, Prodigal? How you doing? Long time no talk to. Jermaine Franklin versus Dillian. Still a little sick. Dillian Whyte. This fight, as I was saying earlier, hurts my soul. It really does. It hurts my soul. And I'm going to tell you why. Jermaine Franklin is a guy that I said was a prospect years ago. Years ago. I was over on Julia's channel. If you don't know who that is, it's Ring IQ. Years ago. And they was talking about prospects. And I was like, why didn't you mention Jermaine Franklin? This is back when he only had 11 fights. He was like, you really think he's good? I said, yeah, he looks promising. Now he has 21 fights and 14 knockouts to go with him, 21 wins with no losses. But years ago, when he was 11 fights, I told Julius I thought Jermaine Franklin was a good prospect from America. Now, as far as heavyweights go, he's on the much shorter side at only 6'2". He's extremely short for a heavyweight, but he does have weight behind his ass, which is good, especially in the era of the Titans, because that's what heavyweights are turned into. They're all fucking big. 6'6" plus, most of them. Dillian Whyte is 6'4", so we'll have the height and the reach on Jermaine Franklin. He's also got a big experience gap. What's going on, AJ? How you doing? What's up, UGC Flame? I'm still getting a little tongue-tied because I'm still getting over being sick. So y'all bear with me as I stumble and fumble over my words. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Oh man. But here's the deal. Dillian Whyte is in a make or break fight. If he loses this fight, he's done. Even though he has beat a lot of good fighters and a lot of undefeated fighters at that. And Jermaine Franklin would just be another undefeated fighter that he beat. He has got his back against the wall. Because of the way that he got knocked out by Tyson Fury, the way that he got knocked out by Povetkin, even though he came back to avenge that, this is a make or break fight for him. If he loses to a guy like Jermaine Franklin, who's never had a big name, who's never been on the big stage, he's done. He's Shazora. That's what he is. Hold on, guys. My throat. Very dry. Jermaine Franklin, on the other hand, has all the game because if he can beat Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn has already said he's going to fight Anthony Joshua next, which I feel like is a cherry pick for Anthony Joshua because Jermaine Franklin doesn't belong in the ring, even if he beats Dillian Whyte. I still don't think one fight gives you that experience that you need to fight a guy like Anthony Joshua, who already beat Dillian Whyte in a close fight while it lasted. But that's what Eddie's going to do with Jermaine. Let me do this. Let me drop the link in case anybody wants to jump on. It'll save my voice a lot of stress, too, as other people talk. But yeah, back to why this burns my soul, this fight. It hurts me. Dillian Whyte, many people know, is my favorite UK fighter. I like Dillian Whyte. Win, lose, or draw, I like the dude. I like his attitude. I like the shit that he talks. I don't like the excuses that he came up with against losing to Tyson Fury, trying to say that the push knocked him out, which he was already out whenever he got the uppercut landed on him, and Tyson Fury just kind of pushed him back. Like, don't fall on me. Back up. I didn't like that, but other than that, I've always liked Dillian Whyte. And being that so many years ago, I said Jermaine Franklin was a true prospect from America, and now here's his shot. Ah, I don't like it. Because now my favorite fighter from the UK. So either way it goes, I take a L because I like both guys. Not to say that them losing makes me lose. I'm just saying that I like both guys. I want to see one lose. So I was hoping they wouldn't fight each other. Otto Wallin would be a very good, very, very good. I would like to see Anthony ability Otto Wallin because I don't think Anthony Joshua is going to fare too well against a guy who's very mobile. And Otto Wallin will dance around you. He's like I wouldn't say he's that skilled, but he's like a bigger version of Usyk in the sense of he's going to stick and move, and he's going to try to evade your shots, and he's going to try to use counterpunching against you. So, I believe very respectful. And I believe Otto Wallin should be around the same weight as this new AJ that lost a lot of weight, which is around 240-something pounds. So, it's an interesting matchup. But back to the topic at hand. Like I said, Dillian Whyte needs this win, not afford to lose against Jermaine Franklin. If he loses, I really don't. He's already old, and the odds of him getting another title shot are very low. Now, if he beats Franklin and gets fight AJ and can beat AJ, that puts him back quickly. He's accelerated to contention. However, I don't know that. Hold on one second, guys. An ambulance is about to pass me. That's some random ass shit. on a back road, and an ambulance just comes out of nowhere. It's crazy.
Mic check, 1, 2,
What's going
3.
on, AJ? How you doing? I can
What
hear
up,
you
Tony?
first.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. You got me?
How you doing? Yeah, I got
What's
you.
good, Tony? You all right, man? What's happening with you?
Yeah, just recovering. That's all it is. I stay sick. You know, I'm probably sick more than I'm healthy, but it is what it is.
Man. Condolences, man. My heart goes out to you.
What's it? You said your heart goes out to me?
Yeah. I mean, it's messed up being sick. I had COVID once already, and it was a bitch, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this is my fourth or fifth time catching it.
Fuck.
Fourth or fifth.
Jesus.
I don't remember. I've lost count. I've had it so many damn times. I've lost count.
It can't keep you down, bro.
The one thing I will say though is, what's that?
They say it can't keep you down, bro. It's not keeping you down.
No. Normally when I get sick, I still do videos, but the problem was I had so much mucus built up, I couldn't really talk. Like, I would talk and I would start choking up my mucus, so there's no way I could do a video unless I did 1,000 edits to get a sentence out. Like, just I do it. But how do you feel about this fight? Otto Wallin, Dillian Whyte. Why did I say Otto Wallin? I'm reading the chat. Jermaine Franklin, Dillian Whyte. How do you feel about this fight?
I have no issue with it really. It's a comeback fight for Dillian. They gave me, obviously. I don't really know too much about Jermaine Franklin. I've seen bits and pieces of him, but I really don't have a correct gauge. But I've glanced at his record. He's pretty much beaten nobody of note anyway. He's an unbeaten guy. Dillian should win, but I it's just this air of uncertainty around this fight concerning me because I don't know about Dillian's punch resistance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if Jermaine Franklin, as you know, I'm sure you know what I'm about to say. If Jermaine hits Dillian with an uppercut, it could be lights out.
Yeah, Dillian's chin is paper mache when it comes to uppercuts. Like,
I'm not even worried about that. Yeah, I'm not even worried about that. It's like if he gets hit with just a decent shot by this guy, who knows how he might react. You know what I mean?
Well, I will say, I've never seen any shots hurt him. He's been hit by straights, hooks, overhands, and he seems to absorb it well. But when he gets hit by the uppercut, for whatever reason, underneath his chin, he's got no protection. It's just like a reset button for him, and he goes into default mode, and then that's it. Like, it's over. Like, he's snoozing.
Yeah. But it's a fight he should win. I'm picking up the win. But there's just that air of uncertainty. It's like, but you're right. He's got to win this fight. I mean, he needs to win this fight because if he doesn't, it could be game over. I mean, it really could.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think if he loses this fight, it is game over. Of course, he'll be able to get fights, but he'll never be able to get another title fight. It'll be a wrap for him. Like, that's it. You're done.
It's like the thing is, it's like I don't know why. I mean, in retrospect, I don't know why he wasted so much time with the WBC. I'd have either taken him to court, or he should have just taken that shot at a rematch with Anthony Joshua when he had the chance.
Because I understand why he wanted the WBC. The reason why he wanted that belt was, you got to think about it like this. AJ had 3 out of the 4 major titles, right?
Yep.
The only belt that was out there to get was the WBC. Now, he could have had a rematch with Anthony Joshua and had no belt, and the ticket sales would have been good. However, if he would have got that WBC title off of Deontay Wilder and fought AJ for undisputed in England, you're talking about record-setting numbers. So I understand why he held out.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like it was just how I'm saying. In retrospect, it's ridiculous how the WBC pretty much more or less screwed him over. You know what I mean? And it's just a shame that he never actually got the chance to fight Wilder. I mean, he got a shot eventually, but I say he would have had if he would have fought Wilder, he would have had a more definite chance of winning. I'll say that.
Yeah, well, I don't know. See, here's the problem.
We never know. I mean, we don't know for sure, but I say like comparing, Wilder and Fury, it's like, yeah, I mean, Wilder was a more winnable fight for him.
Well, here's what I've noticed about Dillian Whyte. Anytime he has a long layoff, he fights like ass. Like, he comes in there looking horrible. And the problem is, I believe it was about a year since he had fought whenever he got in there with Tyson Fury. And
It
that's the
was.
thing about it. He never looks good with layoffs. If you can keep him actively fighting, he looks a lot better. Against Tyson Fury, he looked like he didn't even belong in the ring. Like, literally.
He looked terrible. That's the worst I've ever seen him
He
look.
did. Worst ever. You're right. He looked worse than Deontay Wilder when Wilder had the rematch with Fury. He looked way worse. He got beat up worse. Knocked out faster. Like you did. You cannot laugh at a guy who got knocked out for 10 minutes straight and they get knocked out faster by the same guy that knocked him out. You just can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes me wish, dude, he should have taken the fight with Otto Wallen, man. He really should have. It makes me wish he would have fought that guy.
Yeah, he should have fought him because that would have been a good tune-up for Tyson Fury, who was
exactly.
going to lose.
It would have kept him sharp, kept him active. He would have got 2 fights in, and he would have been relatively fresh going in. You know what I mean?
I agree with you 1,000%. I 1,000%.
And plus, honestly, if he managed to go in there and knock out Otto Wallen, well, Tyson Fury did not. That makes that would have increased his standing probably with shit. You know what I mean? that would have gave him bragging rights.
Yeah. The one good thing I will say about Dillian right now is he went with one of my favorite coaches, who's Buddy McGirt.
Yes, sir.
He's working with right now.
Yes, sir.
So I expect him to look better than that's what I assume, because we seen McGirt be at the grave and resurrect a career. So dude's a very good trainer. It's just, again, here we are. Dillian Whyte's had a very long layoff since he lost. And,
even
though
he's
got a good coach, it comes out.
Let me see, when he fight April, so it's been 5-6 months, something like that, or let me see, April, May, let me see, May, June, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's been about 7 months. I'd say, yeah, damn near 7 months.
Yeah. My thing with Dillian Whyte is, to me, hold on, somebody's in the background. It's black. I'm going to let him on. To me, Dillian Whyte seems like he's very undisciplined. And what I mean by that is, you take a guy like Devin Haney. He's training year-round. Whether he has a fight or not, he's always in shape. He's always ready to go.
Yep, doesn't blow up
right now. And I guarantee you, he can make weight tomorrow and be ready to fight. Right. The problem with Dillian is, from what it appears, and I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, he gets out of shape. He doesn't do anything in between fights. So that's why he looks like ass. And you cannot play with these guys at the top, because eventually your lack of dedication, your lack of being solely to the sport is going to catch up with you. It's just, unless you're just a guy like Tyson Fury, who just seems to be head and shoulders above everybody else, you're not going to get away with it. You're just not. It's going to catch up.
Agreed.
What's going on, Black? How you doing?
What up, Black?
What's up, bro? Glad to have you back, man. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. I was over there dying for a few days, but we back in it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, bro. I don't know the guy he fighting, man, but yeah, just watch out for the uppercut, and hopefully he get the job done. But let's just say he loses, man. Has he made a good amount of money in the sport, or if he gets beat, does he have to fucking fight just because he hasn't made enough money?
Well, here's the thing. Dillian Whyte, he made, I believe, $10 million in the last fight against Tyson Fury. Before that, he was doing his own pay-per-views and selling out in England. So I think financially, he would be good for the rest of his life. He would not be rich, but he would still probably be better off than any of us.
He said plus I think he got a lot of money for the Povetkin fights too. He got like at least $3 or $4 million a piece for those fights, I think. So,
well,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, by no means, if he retired today, would he be like super rich, but he would be able to not have to do anything for the rest of his life if he spent his money right.
So he'll be able to walk away knowing that he made some good money. He actually got a title shot. He wasn't successful in his title shot. He wanted to fight Wilder. He wasn't able to fight Wilder. So you know, it was some things he wasn't able to do, but you know, at least he made some good money. He still holds the record for the most avoided top contender ever. So hey, can't be mad.
Gosh damn. Let me get to these comments real fast. Let's see. I already talked about that. Whyte will turn into a gatekeeper like Chisora. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Whyte could have WBA regular champ to fight. Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm about to run into somebody. A red light came out of nowhere while I'm trying to read. Don't do that, guys. Don't
Don't
read your
do it.
phone and drive.
Do not.
Don't be like me.
Do not.
His return fight has been against Chisora to see if he still has it. He's talking about Tyson Fury. Otto definitely should be the fight for AJ. I would love to see that fight, AJ versus Otto Wallin, but I think it's too dangerous. Do you think AJ and Roy Jones Jr. pairing will do AJ any good? No, I do not, because again, you got to look at stylistically how AJ fights. AJ was a tank. He's always been a tank, and if you strip him of his armor and make him skinny like he's been, he's still slow. Like the dude's not fast. So you can't like if you're slow, you got to be strong. You got to be big. You got to be powerful because you're not going to be able to move good enough without anything. Like you're giving up all your advantages and gaining nothing but disadvantages. So being that Roy Jones Jr. was a very reactionary fighter and relied on making people make mistakes, counterpunching, moving around them, I don't see how it's beneficial to Anthony Joshua because the styles are just two completely different things. And AJ will never be a mobile fighter, no matter how
No, because
hard
like
he tries.
it's also what Roy had going for him was the speed and reflexes. The dude was just too damn fast.
You talking about Usyk?
I know. I mean, Roy Jones.
Yeah, Roy Jones, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He was a very reactionary fighter, which AJ is not. Kelvin said Whyte made $4 million against Povetkin in the second fight. He made $3 to $4 million against Chisora in the second fight. Whyte's
Man.
biggest highlight to date is him being
Damn,
the
he
interim
making
WBC champion. Lisa Bells is in the building. Thank you, Lisa.
Dillian
I
Whyte making
appreciate
better
it.
money than the Carlos, man.
And that's pretty much the comments. Caught up. All right, y'all talk for a minute. Y'all talk. I'm going to try to figure out where my next turn is because I'm coming up on it.
All right. Yeah, man. Well, you know, Dillian Whyte make more than the Charlos, man. Goddamn.
Bruh. Like, I don't know what's going on with the child, especially Jamal. Like, what the hell?
Damn, this bro Dillian Whyte was making $3 to $4 million as a contender, man. Top contender, not a champ.
He
Contender,
can
bro.
pay more than the champions, man.
Hey,
I mean, even
shit.
when he wasn't champion, he was making shit. You know, like interim champion, not champion, contender, all that.
God bless Dillian Whyte. Hey, where does he live at? Does he live in the UK or does he live out there in where does he train at? Like in I forgot where he trains at.
He relocated to Cali. He really relocated to Cali for this camp with Buddy McGurk.
Oh, for this camp?
For this fight.
Okay. Because I know typically for his training camps, he goes to another country. I forgot what it is.
Yeah, for this camp, he's been to Cali training with Buddy.
Buddy McGurk. Yeah, well, maybe that'll help him.
Sure. Portugal, I think.
There you go.
I mean, but for some kids, I think he lives in Portugal. I don't know if he lives out there, but he's been in Portugal for like his last few fights.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask if he live out there. But shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man. Shit. But yeah, so Dillian Whyte this weekend. Who else we got this weekend, bro?
We got another UK card, John Ryder versus Zach Parker.
Oh yeah.
And we got the Pro Grays Zapata fight.
Oh yeah, it's a hot weekend then, for sure.
Oh yeah, we got hella good cards. Oh yeah, we got hella good cards this weekend.
Man, hey, who you got in that Pro Gray Zapata?
I got Pro Gray.
Yeah, me too. But I like both of them, man. I'm a fan of both.
Oh yeah, I got nothing to I got no horse in the race, but I got I got Pro Gray running by probably by, I think he'll probably stop Zapata maybe late. So
got him by stoppage.
Yeah, by stoppage, I think yes. I'm not decided yet. I'll decide probably the day prior to the fight, but so far I'm leaning towards him by stoppage.
Yeah, two southpaws, man. They can punch. So hey, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, because I still don't have a gauge on Zepeda. We still don't really know how good he looks because even though he was in that war with Baranchik and then he came off, he had a poor showing against Hank Lundy, and he's had 2 fights since then. Only went around. I mean, he chinned Josue Vargas. He had a
Vargas,
fight
yeah.
around, so we really don't know how well he can take punches or whatever. So we really don't know what he has, but still, it's a risk nonetheless. But yeah, I'm leaning with Prograis to win still.
Yeah, he has hit the canvas. Prograis never hit the canvas yet. So in the chin department, probably people gonna say Prograis got that, but
Yeah, Zepeda's been dropped several times. I mean, Baranchik dropped him like 4 times in that fight. So
yeah, bro. Yeah, he did. And yeah, man. So this guy, you gotta see how you look against Prograis, man. Heard he had a little situation too, like a little legal situation. I think he punched somebody in the gym or something like that.
yeah, assaulted some guy, and the guy refused to press charges, but I think they just uh they gave him a citation or some shit like that. Then I think he was even in an accident this week, like a minor car accident. I'm like, what the hell? What's he having all these issues for up to the lead up to the fight? What's he doing? Like,
He had an accident too?
oh yeah. He wasn't injured. I mean, he was okay. I mean, he was just like a minor car accident.
Uh-oh.
It was like on the day of the open workout.
Damn. Well, yeah. If
But it's all
Progress
good.
win this, man, he should
They had
get
the last few hours yesterday, and they the fight's still on us to go. So nothing to worry about.
yeah. I thought it was gonna get canceled, so good thing it's still
All
on.
right, and I am back for the next 15 miles.
Where yeah.
I will say this because I heard y'all talking about Prograis Zepeda.
Yeah.
Zepeda does really well against come-forward fighters like Prograis. Now, I do agree that we'll have to see what type of punch he can take whenever he's in there against Prograis because Prograis is going to hit him with a lot of power. But
Yes.
I don't know if Prograis ever been in there with somebody like Zepeda. I know he had a war with Josh Taylor, but Zepeda's going to come into 100 miles per hour from round 1 to 12, even if he's hurt. And that's a hell of a pace to try to keep up with when you're the one used to dictating the pace. So Zepeda could possibly cause Prograis a lot of issues.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, honestly, it's a pick 'em fight. I mean, Tony, who you got winning, Tony? Or you think you make a pick yet?
I mean, smart money would be on Prograis, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Prograis is probably the best non-champion at 140.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I don't know, man. Zepeda's just got a way of upsetting the card. Like, he's just got a way of, when he's not supposed to win, he comes in there and puts some hands on him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, assuming that Prograis has no wind issues, I think he hits too hard. And I don't think Zepeda can hit hard enough to knock him off of him.
Because like he puts everything in his punches. He really does.
Yeah, and he'll go for the body too.
Yep.
Which is another thing.
Hey, you know what?
What's up?
My bad. Well, AJ had brought up the Hank Lundy fight.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I watched that fight, man, and I actually had Hank Lundy winning that fight. That was the worst performance I ever seen from Zepeda. I was like, what the fuck? And Hank Lundy, you know, this is my opinion on this fight coming up, because when you brought up Hank Lundy, it just made me think about something. If Prograis goes in there and boxes, I think he'll have his way with Zepeda. If he go in there try to slug it out like Baranchik did, yeah, I can see how Tony Reviews is saying like it could be an issue for Prograis. Matter of fact, Prograis trainer even warned him about Zepeda, because I heard they got the same trainer. One of the guys
they do. Yeah. Like I don't know if he's the same guys trained both of them in the past. Like they share the same trainer.
Yeah. So I heard that rumor. Like Regis, he admitted it. He said his trainer told him, like, you know, I know you think you bad and you beat anybody, but you got to watch out for this guy, man. You know, make sure you don't take him lightly and stuff. So, you know, that was his own trainer telling him. You know, the guy that trained both of them. He's saying, like, look, Don't underestimate this guy, Cepeda. You know what I mean? So we got to see, but I think it'll be smart for Regis to go in there and box and not try to
That's what
be
he's
the
gonna
one
do.
that just slug it out.
I think that's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. I don't see him
Yeah.
slugging it out. I don't see him slugging it out in the phone booth with Zepeda. He's gonna box.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade with him, man. You know what I mean? Because that could be a dangerous shootout.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
gonna box. I mean,
I
he's just gonna look the boxing counter. He's gonna look the boxing counter, I think. So
I agree with you tenfold, Black. That is smart money right there. Prograis goes in there, uses the range, fights from the outside, and picks his shot sharp shooting them. I think he could beat Zepeda because Zepeda tends to leap in a lot and leave himself unprotected when he's leaping in.
yeah.
So yeah, I definitely believe that what you said would be the smartest strategy for Prograis. Not going in there guns blazing like sometimes he likes to do, but just step back a little bit. Let him
Yeah.
come to you.
Yep. Yeah, because like in a thinking match, I think Prograis should probably win that. I don't think it seemed because we seen how Hank Lundy had Zepeda. I was like, damn, Zepeda looked like he was lost in there. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
guys that'll make you think, like if Prograis to make him think in there, he'll be in there confused and he can just counter him and have his way with him and just rack up the points. So yeah, I think Prograis need to just be smart, man. Be smart. And this is for the vacant belt, right?
Yep.
Yes,
WBC.
the one that
WBC.
Taylor vacated. Is it WBC?
Okay.
WBC. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
I don't know why. I was thinking it was the WBA for some reason.
No. The who scooped that up? Alberto Puello got that belt on the PBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then
Somebody already got that belt?
Yeah, Alberto Puello. Who'd he beat for it? I forget who he fought. He just won it recently. It wasn't that long ago. It was for the vacant belt.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I gotta look it up.
Oh. Speaking of the PBC, and while I got Black on the channel, my boy Ryan, who you call Riri, Mr. Caps a lot.
Oh,
Guess
yeah.
who he's fighting? I seen that while I was sick. Tank Davis come April. We gonna get it.
Nah, bro. I believe it when we see a press conference, homie.
All I'm saying, Black, is when Riri knocks Tank the fuck out, when he knocks him the fuck out, are you gonna give him his just due?
Hell yeah, and I'm gonna play the fuck out of Tank too. But hell yeah,
Tony, I'm sold on it too. I think Ryan will knock him out as well.
What's that?
I think Ryan will knock him out as well. I'm sold. I've made my decision.
Hey, you know what, Tony? Yeah. A lot of people are saying that too, man. A lot of people feel that way, that Ryan is gonna knock out Tank. And I'm slightly, I'm not gonna make no pick right now, but I'm giving him a good chance. Like, I'm gonna just put it this way. If Ryan fights the way he's supposed to fight, you know what I mean? Don't allow Tank to get on the inside, you know what I mean? Then he should have his way, man. He's got the speed, he's got the power, he's got the reach, the height. I mean, it should be his fight. But, the equalizer, as they say, man. Tank, all it takes is one shot. All it takes is one shot. We've seen Ryan hit the canvas before against a southpaw who doesn't hit as hard as Tank. But, this guy has kind of grown. He's grown into a bigger division, 140 now. So, maybe Ryan got a more punch resistance now. I don't know, man. But a lot of people feel like Ryan going to win this fight. A lot of people feel that way.
I look at it like this. Yes, Ryan did get dropped. However, he got back up, got his composure, came back out, started to dominate the fight, and stopped Luke Campbell, who had never been stopped before. And that was an Olympian that he stopped. Now, granted, Luke didn't have the best of professional careers. He made it to the top, but could never really get over the finish line. But you got that. Then on top of that, you've got the guy that everybody said Ryan was scared of because the fight didn't happen, Fortuna, and he fucked him up. He fucked him up bad. Like, it wasn't even competitive.
Honestly, that's the best I've ever seen Ryan look in a long time.
And you know why? Because that was the second fight now with Joe Guzman, who's an amazing fucking coach. That dude is a great coach. He has made a lot of world champions. And the thing about Tank Davis is this. I used to always believe Tank, I'm talking about if you go back like 6, 7 years ago. I used to believe Tank was the best fighter out there. He was going to dominate, be unstoppable. Nobody could beat him. And if Tank would have fought the fights that I feel he should have taken, not the cherries that he's been against, but had the hard fights, I wouldn't even give Ryan Garcia a chance to beat him. But the problem is, and I like to say this all the time, when you constantly fight low opposition, eventually you become low opposition. Yep. And that's the thing. I think he has regressed. You cannot tell me Tank Davis 4 years ago would have went the distance with Isan Cruz and it would have been a close fight. I don't believe it. I believe he would have beat the shit out of Isan Cruz, but because he's had so many soft touches, an easy fight became a hard fight.
Damn.
And Tony, furthermore, like when you go 6 with Rolly and you're actually losing rounds, first off, you should knock out a guy like that in 2 rounds.
Look, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the judges say. Tank Davis lost every motherfucking round against Rolly until Rolly got knocked out.
That's Tank what I said. Davis That's what I was saying. I had Rolly up on the cards. That's the durable stoppage.
Like,
I mean, if Tank was as good as we think he is, he should have knocked him out in 2 rounds. That fight shouldn't have gone past 2 rounds.
I wouldn't say he should have knocked him out in 2 rounds because I'm not going to say that you have to get a knockout early to be good. But what I will say is, when you're getting outboxed by a guy who's not known to be a good boxer, there's a real fucking issue. There's an issue going on because nobody has ever said Rolly Romero is a good boxer.
Yeah. I mean, hey, bro. I mean, Tank, you can kind of consider him a knockout artist, not really a superior boxer, because we even seen Leo Santa Cruz outboxing his ass. So, until he got the knockout.
Before he caught him.
I've seen many scenarios where Tank is literally getting outboxed, man, until he get the KO. So we may need to dispel that narrative that Tank is a superior boxer, because he's just not. He's not no superior boxer. I mean, he's got speed, he's got power. And, he got that, that equalizer. He can get you out of there with one punch, if it land clean. But
it looks to me
he can be outboxed.
He looks to counter.
Yeah. But he can be outboxed,
he does what Wilder does. It's like he'll get outboxed to lose rounds until he lands that one big shot, then just lays you out, it seems.
Yeah.
But here's my question, and this is an honest question. How many knockout artists has Tank ever fought?
Not very many.
Knockout artists.
Yeah, like, how many guys has he been in there who can crack just like he can crack?
Not a lot.
Never.
I don't think he's ever been in there with anybody that's a knockout artist.
Probably not.
Nobody that's dangerous.
Ryan is.
Yeah, Ryan is. Like, I can't remember no fight where Tank was in where you'd be like, oh, Tank can get knocked out in this fight. I can't remember that.
Right, and that's the thing. So while Tank has looked durable, we've never seen him in there with somebody who can crack like he can crack. And I believe Ryan can crack just like him.
Call me crazy. I think he might hit actually harder, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. It's hard to gauge, but I know if he can't hit harder, he hits just as hard or damn near as hard. Like, it's not much of a difference.
Well, Tony, I still don't think the fight's going to happen, but, it's good for conversation, though.
But Tank has a tough assignment. Tank has got a tough assignment coming up. Hector Luis Garcia. That could be a potential banana skin, fellas.
That is a good fight. But what I don't like, AJ, is the fact that, I thought it was going to be at 130 for Hector's belt, but he's moving up. Hector up, right?
Moving up, right? He's moving up. Yeah, he's moving up to 135. Yeah. I mean, but Hector's actually a pretty big guy. Anyway, so I think the move up a weight will probably help him. If I'm being honest, I don't think that'll hurt him really.
But come on, man, like that's just not a good look. Like Tank is always trying to bring somebody up.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know where you're getting at. Yes, it's not really that. It's not fair. But
yeah,
but on the bright side, if he does lose, he can just move back down to 130 and defend his belt. So.
Man,
well, that's the thing too. Every guy Tank has ever fought, he's always been bigger than. By bigger than, I mean by weight, not height, because he's a midget. But he's always had the weight advantage over all these guys fought. Even Mario Barrios. Like, people like to say, oh, Mario Barrios was a 140-pound fighter, but forget the fact that he started at 122. which is
Wow.
much smaller than where Tank started. So, again,
That's even more embarrassing than
I
Keith
agree with
fought him.
Black. He's always fighting guys to move up. And
Yeah, bro,
Ryan
that
then
shit.
started 122. He started 135, and he outgrew that shit fast.
I thought he
Yeah.
started at 130. I
No,
thought
he
he
said
was
130
waited.
though. Yeah, that was 130.
Did he
He
start at
started at
130?
130.
He did, yeah. Yeah, for his first few
I think
fights, he
so.
did. I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he did. I thought he started at 130,
Well,
but you know.
I mean, because I checked on
He
Wikipedia,
fought.
said he fought at
I'm trying to
130.
think of 130-pound fighters. He fought Fonseca, who was a 130-pound fighter, but I thought he came up to 135 to fight Ryan.
Yeah, he did. He did. He moved up to lightweight for that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I could be wrong.
who did he fight at 130?
I mean,
I
when
don't know,
nobody
bro.
had known. I mean, early in his career when he
Don't
started
quote us.
fighting at
Don't
130.
quote
When
us,
he first
bro. We
started.
might be wrong.
Now I got to check. Hold on. Now I got to do some research.
Because
Yeah,
he
we could
never
be wrong.
had a belt at 130. He's
Well,
never had
no.
a belt at 135 either, but still.
Hell nah. Don't do that belt conversation, man. Shit. Hell nah, you ain't had no belt.
We all know he ran from Devin. Let's admit it.
Look, I will say this, and it's the same thing I've always said about Ryan. I don't care who it is. I don't care who he's ran from. If you could chain him in the ring with any of those fighters at 135, he'll beat them all. If you could get him in the ring.
Yeah, man.
I really think Ryan Garcia has some confidence issues. I really believe that he doesn't believe in himself fully, and that's why it takes him so long to make these fights.
Yeah, I think getting dropped by Luke shaked his confidence. I'm being honest.
Yeah, he was talking about he was in deep depression after that. I'm like, bro, you was just concussed, man.
I mean, it makes me wonder if he never got dropped by Luke, would he have felt that way, or would he have not went on this long hiatus? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
I strongly think that's the reason why he left the sport for so long. If I'm being honest, I mean, just analyzing it, it's like but I mean, but still, bro, you got up and you still knocked him out. So it's like it ain't the end of the world. It's boxing. It happens. But I think that just him getting dropped by Luke probably shook him to his core. Like, oh shit, this is not supposed to happen. You know what I mean? This dude is actually trying to beat my ass and knock me out and win.
But I mean, I look at it like this, though. I look at it like this. When Ryan fought Luke Campbell, that was a huge step up. Like, that was the biggest step up of his career.
It was. That was the most
I mean,
fought. Yeah.
When you've never really truly fought a top 10 fighter, and you go from fighting guys who are ranked 50 and below, or they're just coming up to the division for the first time, you get in there with a top 10 guy, shit like that happens. But it's about going through the adversity and overcoming it, which he did. But you fight better opposition, or you're not as good the first time you step up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, look at Deontay Wilder. The first time he stepped up, he got beat up by Tyson Fury 3 times.
Yep.
Bad.
And he hasn't fought a lot of knockout artists or punchers in his career either.
No, he hasn't. But I will say, the way that he decapitated Helenius, that shit was crazy.
Helenius took a dive.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I'm playing, y'all. I'm kidding.
No, I just want to say that if Deontay Wilder goes out there and knocks out Andrew Ruiz in the first round, there's gonna be all types of fucking question marks around AJ.
Oh God, yeah, like that. That's oh yeah, that wouldn't be a good look at all.
Why would you say that?
Why would I say that?
Because AJ went the distance with him.
Because AJ got knocked out by him the first fight and went on 12 rounds with him the next fight. If Wilder can go in there and knock out Andrew Ruiz Jr. in the first, I don't even care if it's the first round. I'm just saying, if he knocks him out quickly and it doesn't stretch out, I would say that you got to start asking yourself, how good is AJ and how good is Wilder? Because it could turn out to be that Wilder may be better than all of these guys, even though he hasn't fought them. Tyson Fury just has his number. That might just be the one guy that he can't beat because he doesn't have the range to connect.
I mean, it's a possibility. I think it just makes it more of an attractive fight that people want to see. Wilder versus AJ. You know what I mean? Like, that's all that's gonna do. Just like, okay, we need to see Wilder and AJ, man. They need to get this shit on. You know what I mean? But hey, styles make fights, as they say. I doubt he
They
get him
do.
out of there in one round, but if he do, that'd be something.
I don't know, man. The way that he hit Hellenius got me
I don't see that
rethinking
happening.
everything I've
I don't see that
said.
happening at all.
Yeah,
Like,
he did get him out of there quick, fast.
and the thing about Hellenius is he
Hellenius,
was backing up when he hit him. He was moving backwards when he let go of that hook. Like, that wasn't even like he was stepping into the hook to hit Hellenius. Hellenius was coming forward. Wild did like a little step back and was throwing at the same time, and bow, over. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hold on one second, y'all. I got to go back to the GPS. I'll be right back.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that fight is supposed to
on
happen
that note, I
next, but if
checked.
it do, I'll be looking forward to it.
Yep, same. Me too. Y'all buy it. I'll pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But on that note, I
Definitely
checked.
look
He bounced between one. He bounced between super featherweight and no, wait, shit. Oh damn, one fight he was 127 pounds. Okay, so his weight was all over the place. He was in like 126 and 130. I want to say 4 and stuff like that. Yeah, so his weight was kind of all over the place in like maybe 10, 15 fights, something like that.
You said this man was weighing in at 127 and shit? 128?
Yeah, at one point, yeah. Yeah, for one fight, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So he must have did start at well, I don't know if he started at 130 or not.
He started at he did start a lightweight for one. Well, he was at 132 for his first 2 fights. Then his fourth fight he went down to 1. Then next fight 131, 134, 131. Okay, so his weight was pretty much all over the place. 130,
Well,
but he's been okay. But he's been a super featherweight for some of these fights.
If he didn't weigh beneath 130, then yeah, he's been fighting at 135 pretty much. Because technically, if you're over 130, then that's what consider what's
You're lightweight.
division
You're
is that?
lightweight.
Yeah.
Lightweight is between 130, 135. Anything between that. Then super feather is between 120, 126, and 130.
Right. So technically, he's never been sanctioned as a super featherweight in the bout.
Nah,
so
I mean, he fought there, but like never. Yeah. So
never really officially made the 126 weight.
No. Yeah. He's been just like 1 or 3 pounds above it. So yeah.
So you were saying that Ryan was it 130?
Yeah, like it looked like
he fought above 130.
He fought like below that, and like his weight was bouncing around for like his first 10 to 15 fights. Like he was above 130, then like kind of below it. He fought at 127 for one fight, then 129 for a couple others, and 130 for one. So
he never actually made the 130 marker. He was always heavier than 130, pretty much.
yeah, I'm not. He was below that a couple times. He fought at 129 and 127 for 2 fights. So. He was bouncing around.
We'll just hey Tony, we'll act like those fights didn't happen, man. Don't worry about it.
No, yeah, I know.
It never happened, bro. It was an irrelevant fight, man.
I don't see how Tank Davis can beat him.
But Ryan's still a naturally big guy. He's still a big kid. He's still a big guy. So regardless.
I see Tank running into the left hook. I think that left hook is gonna put him to sleep.
I mean, but if the version of Ryan that shows up to far Fortuna, Tank is in trouble.
Okay, real quick. So wait, Fortuna was the southpaw, right?
Yeah.
A lesser skilled southpaw than Tank. Less speed, less power. I think a little taller, right? How tall is Fortuna?
Maybe an inch taller, 5'6", I think. So
about an inch taller.
Yeah.
So I was going to say how much experience does Ryan have with southpaws? But he fought a southpaw in his last fight.
Luke Campbell was a southpaw as well.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's good for Ryan though. That means Ryan been trying to prepare for southpaw fighters, or condition himself for somebody, you know, fighting a southpaw fighter like a Tank. So Tank is
And,
go ahead.
and that's the thing about it, Black. Like, you'll hear a lot of people try to tell you that the straight right is the killer of southpaws, and it's not. It's the left hook. The left hook will beat a southpaw every day of the fucking week. Why? Because your left hand is right there by their face. So, a lot of people, in my opinion, and I've actually heard Sean Porter say the same thing I'm saying right now that I've said for years and years and years and years. The left hook is the true killer of the southpaw. What is Ryan Garcia's best punch? The left fucking hook.
He just got a knack for landing that shit. He does.
What's going on, Prodigal? Welcome to the chat.
My bad. I'll be back, bro.
Kelvin said To Go was a southpaw as well.
To Go's an orthodox fighter. I checked.
Are you sure?
That's what Boxrick said.
I don't know, but To Go just ran the whole fucking time. He didn't even want to fight.
You know what, Tony? During that fight, you know what I said? I said I could go the rest of my life without seeing that man To Go fight again. I never want to see this guy again.
Yo, his name is perfect for him, To Go, because he's always on the go. Like, he's running from
exactly. And after all
Right.
that shit he talked in the build-up, you go in there and do that.
Yeah.
That's
But
that's like me, Tony. Like, that's like me saying, "Hey, Tony, I'm gonna whoop your ass, this and that." Then once I go fight you, I do what To Go did. I just move and hold and run. And you're like, "All right, bro, what you doing, bro?"
I know, right?
Oh God. But I don't know. I don't want to see Emmanuel To Go fight again. I don't really care to see that guy again. So.
No, I don't want to see him again. Never, ever again. I'm trying to think of what other fights we got. I didn't see this. I saw the highlights, and I like the dude because I like his antics with his little French bulldog, Montana Love.
Oh shit!
I heard he was getting his ass whooped, and then he threw the dude over the ropes because of it.
Yeah, more or less. That's what happened.
Man, that surprised me because I thought Montana Love was gonna be a threat.
That's what I thought. I was kind of high on him. I was high on him for a minute, but my skepticism kind of raised in his last fight. He didn't look so good, but I still want to give him a chance. And this just confirmed by just what everybody thinks of him now. It's like I don't think he's going anywhere personally at 140. Like I really don't.
Did you guys catch the Munguia fight at all?
No, I didn't.
No worries. It wasn't worth the watch.
I know. I mean, we all knew what would happen.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So right now he's WBO mandatory for Janabek.
Yeah, he was ordered to fight.
Yeah, but it seems like Munguia doesn't want to fight him. He wants to go after Triple G, and then Janabek says he doesn't want to really waste his time with Munguia.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna put it like this. I think Triple G could beat Jaime. I really do, because I think Jaime is another Zerto. He's a dude that beat nothing but cab drivers, and when he gets in there with somebody who's actually good, he's gonna get mollywopped.
Bruh, Jim Kelly was outboxing his ass and making him look silly for 4 rounds.
Yeah,
That was sad. That was also hilarious, but it was also sad. It's like until Jaime caught him in the 5th round, but bro, you going in there and looking like having a guy like that make you look bad?
I don't see Jaime. I can't rate him. I can't rate him. Just like I didn't rate Zerto. Just like you know Shelton Moore, AJ. This dude.
Yep, I know. He was so high on him winning. I know.
And he said, "You know what, Tony? If you're wrong, make a video. If you're right, ghosting. Never showed up." And I sat there and I told him, and he tried to tell me that I made predictions that I never even made. He tried to tell me that I picked Canelo to be Beeble, and I was like, bruh, what rock have you been smoking? Like, I've never said that. I said from the jump that Beeble was going to embarrass Canelo. And the only thing I was scared of was people getting robbed on the scorecards because he wouldn't be able to knock them out.
I was under that assertion as well. Like, Tony, by the way, could you repeat some of what you said? Like the first maybe 20 seconds, you cut out pretty badly.
Yeah, it's because I'm over here in Tennessee. Like I said, Tennessee has got the worst reception in the whole fucking United States. I swear.
Oh, come on, man. I love Nashville. Don't talk down on it.
I passed Nashville.
Oh, that's funny.
Taking a road trip?
No, I'm headed back. So even though I'm sick and I do these videos, I'm still working. Like, I'm still going to work, still making this money. But yeah, I was out of town in northern Tennessee doing some jobs, and now I'm headed back to Atlanta.
Nice. But
all I said earlier was I said Shelton Moore got into an argument with me. He said that if I was wrong, I needed to make a video saying he was right, and if I was right, he was going to come over to my channel, write in the comment section that he was wrong. And he never did that. He just ghosted on me. And then he was trying to say that I made predictions that I never even made. Like, I'm like, bro, you crazy. Like, you're crazy.
Yeah, he was pretty high on Zerto stopping Bevo. I didn't see it myself. I mean,
just look. I already knew it was going to be this way because Zerto, bar what somebody's, life outside of boxing is. But again, if your life outside of boxing is not going great, especially if you're leading up to a fight, what makes you think you're going to be anywhere in the right frame of mind to actually be in a fight? Because he got busted outside for some paraphernalia. So he was already like not in the right frame of mind for this.
Right frame of mind, wrong frame of mind, doesn't matter. The results still the same. He's just bad. Like, he's just not good.
Fair enough. Yep. Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. He also, I don't know why it was just so strange because he doesn't use his size at all, and it's kind of ridiculous that he doesn't.
It's because
it's like he tried to box.
Zerto is so slow. He makes Joe Joyce look like Roy Jones. Like, that's why he can't use his size because he's too slow to use it.
Dude's got a world class chin. I can hear you.
But yeah, that to me is Zerto's issue. He's just too slow. He doesn't move fast enough.
Where does he go from here?
What's that?
Where does Zerto go from here now? And do you still think he has opportunities at light heavy, or should he just move up to cruiserweight?
He should move up to cruiserweight. I mean, as big as he is, his main issue may be he is cutting too much weight to make weight. And maybe if he doesn't cut as much weight as he is, it look like there's a UFO in front of me. Like, what the fuck is going on? Y'all, what is this? I am in the middle of the boonies. There is a bright white light just hovering over the fucking road. What is this? Hold on. Can I don't know how to turn. Let me just do this. Y'all might be able to see it. Can y'all see the bright light? Can y'all see it or no?
Not really.
No, not really.
Got a dark.
Yeah. Whoa, I'm about to be side by side. That's block.
Cutting out again.
Yeah, as he said, it's that Tennessee reception.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
It's gone.
He'll be back, hopefully.
He might have to cut the short till he gets home.
Yeah.
That might be best.
Yeah.
By the way, Prodigal, you on Twitter?
I am not, unfortunately. I will be soon, though. I'm starting to, now that Elon Musk has taken it over. hopefully the algorithm will be a little bit better. For any unbecoming sort of language that may be used.
Gotcha.
But how about yourself? Are you active on the socials?
Oh yeah, I'm back to Twitter somewhat.
Okay.
My Twitter address in the chat.
Oh, awesome.
Just what's on you?
Yeah, no, for sure. Do you have your own, like, are you doing is your channel, like, is it just boxing as well, or do you also address, like, other topics?
Oh, no, I don't have a channel.
Oh, okay, I see.
Thought about starting one.
Yeah, you should.
I'm kind of lazy on this one.
Nothing, because, I mean, you're very knowledgeable, so it's like, might as well.
Yeah, I might do it. It depends. Plus, I work a lot.
Fair enough.
Because I work great shift during the day.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with it is.
How do you have the Ryder versus Parker fight going?
Well, I think that this is on BT. That is a lot of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Be very hard to win. But I do have. I'm leaning towards Zach Parker.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Zach too, just because it would be redemption for Daniel Jacobs.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
John, he lost that fight.
Yeah. That was a vindication for Gabe Rosado.
Exactly. That's what I said. It was over.
Yeah, so it was like, oh, we got to get Danny now. We got to get Danny. And then not Zach Parker. John Ryder's just been, in my opinion, in too many wars. Yeah, he's a little shop worn. I mean, it would probably be a better fight for him. For Canelo, in terms of just like, size, it'd be kind of a softer touch for Canelo if it would be John Ryder to win. But I don't know. Yeah, the jury is still kind of out on Zach Parker too, because we don't actually know how good he really is. Because we wanted to see him in there with Boo Boo, but
his resume's kind of lacking.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't even really know, like, even if he does beat Ryder, if we can really rate that win in terms of, like, we don't really know what we're seeing from him.
Because depending on how he does win. I mean, if he does win, depending on how he does it, he might just be getting right time. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, because they're touting that whoever wins this is the one who will fight Canelo next. So
if they get that fight.
Yeah, well, because it's looking like Canelo doesn't want to fight Bivol right away.
No, he wants to tune up in then he wants to rematch. But
then that, like,
Bivol then better be fight by then.
Yeah, because Anthony Yard is the next up for Beterbiev, so
it's mandatory for WBO.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's gonna be good. So I'm hoping that that goes. I really wish they would just get the unification out of the way. I wish Bivol could just give Yard some step aside money, but it just seems like he's not going to take it.
No, of course. He didn't take it last. He took it last time.
Yeah.
Get paid twice for fight guy.
Exactly. But such is life, I guess.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yo. Tell me why.
He's back.
So here I am in Tennessee in the backwoods. There's a fucking UFO right here by my car. The internet shuts off. All of a sudden, my radio comes on, and I shit you not, the old ass song, "Here Comes the Men in Black," just started playing out of fucking nowhere. What?
Oh shit. Let me see it. Just walk with me.
Yo, that's exactly what was on my radio. Sounded just like that.
That's crazy.
I wish I had like the inside of my car recording so I could have put that shit online. Like, that shit was crazy.
Now, Tony, did any of the aliens try to slap you?
I don't know, man. I don't even know what time it is. Is it 2 hours later?
Fact, it's like 10 years. It's 10 years in the future. You having this conversation now.
Yeah, 2032.
Yeah, you shouldn't have changed, man. I done got married, had a baby. Tyson Fury got knocked out by Derek Chisora.
Bruh, do you know how funny that would be if Chisora knocked him the fuck out?
Oh my god. Like,
that would be the greatest upset in heavyweight boxing probably ever.
Probably like the century in the decade.
Yeah, it'd be the same as like when Buster Douglas knocked out Mike Tyson.
It might be worse.
Way worse.
It'd be worse. Way worse.
Yeah.
Like, gosh damn, Chisora, WBC champion.
Oh, that'd be wild. That'd just be absolutely wild.
Not just WBC, he'd be lineal champion technically.
Yep, that too.
Oh, he would be the lineal.
Yep.
And the Ring magazine.
Yep.
Usyk's got the ring, remember?
Yeah. I think Tyson got stripped. Yeah, Tyson got stripped of the ring.
I don't see how Usyk beat Tyson Fury.
Do you think Usyk beats?
I want the fight to happen.
Yeah. Does Usyk beat Deontay?
I don't think so.
What?
Wow.
I think Deontay lays him out.
Really?
Yeah. I've always said that. I've always said that I truly believe Deontay Wilder can beat him because of one reason. Usyk is 6'3", and he's got to come forward to Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, while may not be skilled, he's extremely fast, and when he lets go, it's a cannon coming at you. And if he connects with Usyk, I think it's over.
Well, I mean, I agree with you there, but like, unless he lands, that's what I'm saying. And Usyk is so elusive; he moves so much. I don't think Deontay can really set to get it off. You know what I mean? As long as Usyk stays on his toes and he moves, he gets outboxed.
I mean, if AJ could hit Usyk, I guarantee you Deontay Wilder's going to clip him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's if he could land. I mean, but he always likes to play possum to just land that one shot. You know what I mean? And if he does land it, anything can happen, of course. But I don't know. It's a tough ask.
How about Joyce versus Wilder?
That's a good fight.
Joyce killed him.
Really?
He died.
Now, do you think? Okay, here's my. I don't know. I have a working theory. Do you think Joyce could absorb Wilder's shots?
That's the question.
I think Joyce's head is so fucking hard that when Deontay Wilder lands that straight right, his whole arm's gonna shatter, and Joyce's head's still gonna be there. Like, you're gonna see the impact flow backwards into Wilder.
So in other words, you think he can take Wilder's right hand?
What's that?
In other words, you think he can take Wilder's right hand?
Not only do I think he can take it, I'm telling you, when Wilder comes full strength and hits Joyce, I guarantee you he breaks his hand. I guarantee you he breaks his hand in that fight, and Joyce is just going to keep coming forward.
Well, we'll never see that fight, though. So
you got to understand, Joe Joyce is 270 pounds of pure destruction. Like, he's like a fucking steamroller coming at you, and he doesn't stop. Like, he does not back up. He only comes forward, and I've never seen him hurt. So I don't think Wilder can do it.
He's been knocked about a little bit times, like when Daniel Dubois was hitting him up a little bit, and he's really good at rolling with the shots, even though it doesn't look like it. Like he's really crafty. I mean, like if you look at some of his amateur fights, him and Frazier Clark, they went back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, but he was way smaller.
That's true. And then, I mean, also he fought against Usyk, right? That's the match to be made now, right? Because Usyk beat him as well.
Right, but when he fought Usyk, he was only like 190 something pounds. Like he was real small. Now he's 270 pounds of relentless force. Like, the dude doesn't get tired. I don't. I don't know. Like, Usyk maybe Usyk could beat him by navigating around him and just, not being able to get hit a lot because Joyce is really, really slow. Wilder, who's not technically as good as Usyk, I think he just gets ran over. Like, I don't see how Wilder can beat him. I just see him getting beat up really, really bad.
That's fair enough. I mean, like, would you say, do we still need to see a little bit more of Wilder before we put him in there with like a Joyce?
Hold on one second. Say that again. My GPS was talking. I couldn't hear you.
Would you say that Wilder probably needs another fight before he fights like a Joyce?
Well, he's going to get another fight. He's about to fight Ruiz.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. But is that like a good litmus test? Is Andy Ruiz a good litmus test to then fight like a Joyce?
No. I mean, I don't know. Like, the only person I could think of that he could fight to prepare him for a Joe Joyce would be like a Daniel Dubois. But Daniel Dubois, in my opinion, nowhere near as good or as strong or as big as Joe Joyce. But it would be the closest. So I would say that maybe fighting a Triple D could get him prepared for Joyce. But there's nobody really out there that mimics Joyce. There's nobody that's that big, that's relentless, that can absorb that much damage. Like, I don't know who you fight to mimic him.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Probably, like, maybe, Zhang, maybe?
Who?
Big Bang Zhang?
Nah, no. That dude, he runs out of gas after the 4th round. Like, didn't he damn near have a heart attack after a fight and have to get rushed to the hospital?
Oh, Jerry Forrest, yeah.
Yeah, Big Zilly Zhang. Oh, man. Nah, that dude, I think Wilder would knock him out too quick. Like, he's only dangerous the first couple of rounds, but he can't move. He's just like a tall punching bag. Like, I think Wilder would clip him real quick.
Look what he just did with Hrgovic. I thought Hrgovic would beat him, like, easy. I thought Hrgovic would smoke him.
Yeah, I don't think Hrgovic's that good. I want to see Hrgovic back.
I'm actually not, like, seeing how bad Hrgovic looked in that fight. It's like, you know what? I wouldn't mind an Alec Badman fight now. I really wouldn't.
I think he's up next for Usyk, apparently. They're saying he wants to use his IBF mandatory now.
Yeah, now they're trying to get away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody wants Usyk because they think they have the best shot at beating him.
But he beats Hrgovic as well, so.
What's that?
Usyk beats Hrgovic.
Yeah, he beats him easily. Hrgovic, I don't know what happened. Like, Hrgovic was looking really, really good. Then all of a sudden, he just regressed. And every fight, he looks worse than the last.
I think it's just the last. I think he was having it because I think he was trying to get the fight with Zhang done for a while. Like, but he withdrew once because his father passed away, and that could be, that was probably on his mind in that fight. Maybe. I mean, just it's just the suspicion I have.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really rate him.
Yeah, because in that Zhang fight, he just seemed like he wasn't there. Like, mentally, his mind was just somewhere else.
Yeah, but he reminds me of like a old Naki. Like that's where I rate him. By the way, old Naki is Cal Naki. If you want.
I know. I figured that's what he was talking about.
Yeah, like that. That's why I rate Hrgovic with a little more power. That he. I don't know.
I was gonna say, it will probably you would have given him like Kubrat Pulev status.
I mean, I would rate Pulev higher than him. Maybe not now because of his age, but to me, Pulev's a lot more technically sound than Hrgovic is, and he's faster. Even at his old age, he's faster than Hrgovic. Hrgovic is slow. He's real slow. I mean, I guess at heavyweight you don't have to be the fastest, but gosh damn, you can't look like that.
Nah.
I don't know. I don't rate him. Like I think if you're going for like European type fighters, I would say probably Otto Wallin's the best one out of all of them. And I'm not going to throw Tyson Fury in there, being that even though England is Europe, still kind of separated by water. But I would say as far as
probably say Eastern Europe as far as Eastern European fighters.
I would have Otto Wallin rated the highest. And I mean, truly, I think Usyk would have his hands full with Otto Wallin because they're both very mobile fighters.
It'd be interesting to see, but it seems like nobody wants to give Otto a chance for whatever reason.
Nah, man.
Yeah, too much risk, not enough reward, unfortunately. I mean, the only thing Otto has going for him is he had a close loss to Tyson Fury. That's it. But outside of that, I mean, he fucked up Dominic Brazil. Like he made him look foolish.
Yeah. That was a really good win, actually. That was a really good win. I think maybe Otto should be in there. What, Jared Anderson? Should they try to build that?
That's not bad.
That'd be a good fight. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not very high on Big Baby, Jared Anderson. I think he's a knockout waiting to happen.
Yeah, he's a funny buddy, really. So they're really. I mean, he's fighting Jerry Forrest, so that's something, I guess. But you know.
Yeah, but I've seen Anderson rocked hard in a couple of fights, and he's been fighting a bunch of nobodies. And if you're getting rocked by guys who can't even punch, what's going to happen when you get in there with the Dillians, the Wilders, the Daniel Dubois, the Joyces? Like, I don't think he has the chin.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on with Michael Hunter?
I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about him.
From what I heard, they cut him loose from Sky because the Huey Fury fight just kept falling apart.
How many losses does Huey Fury have? I know he lost to Povetkin.
He lost
Joseph Parker.
And Kubrat.
Yeah. I think he has three losses.
Points. He's never been knocked out. So, yeah.
No, I do know the Parker fight. I thought he beat Parker. I really do. I thought he won that fight. I never saw the Povetkin fight in him, but I've heard there's controversy in that fight, too. I don't know. If y'all saw it, y'all let me know.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
You know what's funny? Like, call me crazy, but like his competition is actually kind of better than Tyson's. If you look at it.
Yeah, he's probably fought more top 10 fighters than Tyson Fury. Honestly.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Because
Pulev, Parker.
You would say
like all these guys.
Tyson only really has, I mean, not for nothing, he was tested against Steve Cunningham, then Vladimir Klitschko, then Volter Chisora in there, and then Wilder.
And Dillian Whyte.
And Dillian Whyte, yeah.
But the thing with Tyson Fury is, even though, like, I would say he doesn't have the best names on his resume, the good names that he does have, he dominates them. Like the way that he beat Klitschko when Klitschko was just on his tear, 10 years straight, beating everybody, the who's who. And Fury got in there and made it look like a sparring match. It was easy. AJ fights Klitschko a year and a half later and goes life or death and damn near gets knocked out, whereas Fury just breezed through it. Fury goes in there and it's Chisora. The first one was kind of competitive. The second one, Chisora quit on the stool. He didn't want to fight no more. So he dominated him, beat the fight out of him. He goes in there and fights Dillian Whyte, who has beat at least 5 undefeated fighters, for at least 6 top 10 fighters. It makes Dillian Whyte look like he doesn't belong in the ring, knocks him out with an uppercut in the 6th round. And then Deontay Wilder, while we could argue his competition level is not the best, you know, he was a long reigning champion just like Klitschko, and he goes in there and just walks through him. Like, I thought he won the first fight, honestly. I didn't see it as a draw. I thought it was as clear as day Tyson Fury won the first fight. The second fight, he beats him from pillar to post. The third fight, he beats him from pillar to post again. Like, I don't know. Like, Tyson Fury to me is like an enigma. Like, I
mean,
really
it's like the funny thing is, I would give Tyson Fury odds to beat almost every top 10 heavyweight right now. But the thing is, he's not willing to test that himself. And that's just my only, issue with the guy, really, for the most part. It's like you constantly claim you're the greatest heavyweight of all time or this era. Nobody's not. He contradicts himself so many times. But anyway, he just mostly comes across like this, but he's not willing to, just test himself and prove that. Like, what I'd like for him to do, fight Usyk, okay, then if he beats him, fight AJ and Joe Joyce and retire. That's it.
Well, I mean, if he beats Usyk, does he really need Joe Joyce?
Well, he's the mandatory challenger.
It's just sort of to clear up, like, for UK bragging rights.
Take on the last,
remnants of
guy,
your compatriots. So you beat the rest of the people in your country to consolidate, because he's already UK #1, but it's still like question marks over it, because it's just like, oh well, you haven't fought AJ, oh you didn't fight the next up and comer UK fighter. Yeah, so it's like a bragging rights thing.
But if you're looking at AJ and Joe Joyce, they both lost to Usyk. So if he beats the guy that beat both of them, why does he need to fight them?
True.
Fair enough. It's like, so he beat the man who beat the man.
But that was a semi-pro fight. The Joe Joyce lost to Usyk in a semi-pro fight.
The what is it? World. It's like amateur boxing, but it's like pro boxing. So they had it's still amateur.
Semi-pro boxing.
Yeah,
that was
it doesn't count.
What is it? Yeah.
It doesn't count to your record. But at the end of the day, Usyk still beat them both. And if Tyson Fury goes in there and it's not even, because I don't think it's going to be competitive. I really don't. I think there's a strong possibility Usyk's going to get stopped for the first time in his career, because I don't see how Usyk holds up 260 plus pounds for 12 rounds straight and doesn't get exhausted. And I just see Fury leaning on him till he gets tired, and then he just puts him away.
Yeah, that's a valid point. But it's just that, like, I always have flashbacks to that Steve Cunningham fight. Like, Steve Cunningham made him look, and he dropped him. And
heavily dropped him.
Tyson Fury's on record saying that was a tough fight.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that Steve Cunningham and Usyk are completely different style fighters. Because
Usyk is, of course, better.
Well, hold on. Steve Cunningham is an inch taller. He carries a hell of a lot more power, a hell of a lot more muscle and weight than Usyk, so he's bigger and he's faster. Now, is he as good technically as Usyk? No, but his explosion comes a lot quicker than what Usyk does. Yes, Usyk is quick. Yes, Usyk can move good, but I would argue that Steve Cunningham is much quicker on his feet and hits a lot harder. So while Steve did drop him, it's not really apples to apples comparison, even though they both came up from cruiserweight.
You said Steve Cunningham is taller?
Yeah, he's 6'4".
I thought he was 6'3".
I'm pretty sure he's 6'4".
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I thought he was 6'4", like 220 something.
Yeah, because I think he weighed what he weighed in the Fury fight. I think he was in like 210s.
Yeah, I always thought
That-
Cunningham had like similar dimensions to Brian Jennings. Like quite similar.
Look it up. See how tall he is. I thought he was 6'4".
Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, 6'3". Cruiserweight, heavyweight, 6'3", 82-inch reach. Yeah.
Cardi was.
Say again.
I was just saying, whenever he fought Frank Mir, who's like an ex-UFC fighter in boxing.
Yeah.
Hard.
Say again. You
That's
cutting
why
out.
I thought he was 6'4". Let me know when you can hear me. Let me know when it's done.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, all I was saying was, the reason why I said he was 6'4" is because the last time I saw Cunningham fight, it was against Frank Mir, who was an ex-UFC fighter, and they had a boxing match, and they said he was 6'4" going into that fight.
Yeah,
Oh, you know, boxers, they always like inject a little height.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I mean, there's no doubt that he hits harder than Usyk. Usyk's knockout, I like to call Usyk death by 1,000 pillows, because that's how he knocks you out. He just hits you a million times.
Yeah, it's an accumulation. He's an accumulation damage fighter.
Accumulation of punishment. Yeah. Oh boy.
So, how would I feel when Fury loses to a cruiserweight in Usyk? I won't feel any type of way because it's not going to happen. Usyk's going to get demolished, and Usyk knows it. That's why Usyk said, "Oh, I'm injured. Oh, I need time with my family. Oh, I need to fight you next year, not in December." Usyk already knows. I'm telling you, like, I do not like Tyson Fury, but in my opinion, he's the best fighter of this era. Like him or not, the big fat man. I'm a fat man. I'm a fat man. I'm Batman. Like, he's the best fighter. And watching him, I'm starting to really, truly believe that there's a strong possibility he might have been able to beat every single heavyweight from the past. There's a strong possibility that he might just be heavyweight.
It's so funny. I had this conversation at work just the other day with some of my clients about just an all-time great in terms of the heavyweights, where we have one person saying, Muhammad Ali would still, beat up Fury.
I don't see how Ali beats him. Like, people don't understand, like, the dimensions, the size difference, the weight difference. Like, when Ali fought George Foreman was a monster. He was a giant.
That's what they were basing it on.
But listen though. George Foreman only weighed 232 pounds when he fought Ali. 232. 232 by today's standards is little.
That's just an average size heavyweight, yeah.
I don't even know if that's average. I would think average is probably around 240.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you got to understand, like, there was no fighters that was 6'9" that were skilled. That's the thing about it. Tyson Fury is 6'9" and moves like he's 6'3". Like,
I say 6'7" or 8.
So would you say, what about Tyson versus Tyson? OG Tyson versus Tyson now. Prime Mike Tyson.
It's a very interesting matchup because Mike Tyson was 5'11", 218 to 226 at his best. And he hit really hard, and he was proficient at fighting tall guys. But I don't know. I don't know, because I think the tallest guy that Tyson ever fought was 6'6", maybe 6'7". So, and none of those guys move like Tyson Fury. And then, I mean, then you got to ask yourself. Now, the problem with Tyson is, to me, Tyson started his downfall after Costamado died. You could see the difference, like his head movement, everything that he did started to get worse, fight after fight after fight after Costamado died. So, unfortunately, he was his own worst enemy that led to his loss to Buster Douglas. I mean, he talked about doing drugs in the hotel and sleeping with some ugly ass cleaning ladies. Like, so I don't know, but what I do know is there's no way in hell Tyson Fury would ever lose to somebody like Buster Douglas. That's what I do know. So I don't know who wins that fight. I love Mike Tyson. He's from New York. We got that in common. Oh, Brownsville. And like, he's a short dude. He's my height, 5'11", and was knocking out all them dudes. So I love him, but I don't know if he could beat Tyson Fury. I really don't. I don't know. Maybe if he hit him, but I mean, I don't know how hard Deontay Wilder hits compared to Mike Tyson. I don't know if I've dropped, if I'm still here.
We hear you.
Yeah, it's just we were talking about those fantasy matchups, right? So, you know, it's kind of a it's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I mean, it is.
Because then that's also the debate between would Mike Tyson have been able to beat Muhammad Ali?
Yeah, I always thought he could beat Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. I think a Mike Tyson with Costamado beats him. A Mike Tyson without him loses.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would say each of them would be Rocky Marciano. So that's a kind of a given. Tyson, Muhammad Ali, and Tyson Fury. They would all be Rocky Marciano.
Testing.
Oh, did he? Did we lose him? Oh.
Yeah, I'm losing reception. I'm losing reception. This is miserable. Fucking Tennessee.
But I'm gonna dip out to the I'll holler at y'all later.
All right, brother.
Totally have a safe trip. Drive safe, man. Hope you get back, and we'll chop it up later. Y'all take care. Y'all have a good night.
You as well, brother.
Can y'all hear me yet, or am I still lost connection?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. I keep going in and out, and y'all keep going in and out on my end. Like, I hate Tennessee. I've concluded that after this trip, I do not like Tennessee. This is the worst state in America. Nashville, Graceland, all that.
Oh man, come on! The food is great though. Food is great.
I don't know. I didn't really eat a lot of food here.
Oh, you're missing out. They got some really good food there.
Where? Nashville? Where? Nashville?
Yeah, Nashville.
Next time I come through, I'll have to get some food.
Definitely. That's some good, they have some great barbecue there. Really good.
All right, I'll get some barbecue from Nashville the next time I drive through. I just know that cell phone is terrible.
Well, yeah, those are the woods, right? That's the real woods.
Yeah, especially whenever you have UFOs coming over your car.
I bet that's exactly right. You know, they that alien reception is not good.
Nope. But yeah, like, I think Mike Tyson Fury, that's a very interesting matchup. But I don't know how much harder Mike Tyson hits than Deontay Wilder. Because we know Tyson Fury took the shots from Deontay Wilder, but what we don't know is who truly hits harder. I don't know.
You would probably say, because there's some speculation, Tyson being a shorter fighter, he also has less, to travel to generate power, because it's just, it's coming up from the earth coming up. So he has a lower center of gravity. So he could put a little bit more oomph into his punches.
I mean, it's possible. Again, it's just so hard. It's hard to judge the two because Mike Tyson fought the guys who were at the top of his division. Like, people can say what they want about his resume, but he fought the best guys out there and beat them at a very young age. Deontay Wilder hasn't fought the best guys out there, so while he has very impressive knockouts, how impressive are those knockouts against guys who aren't the best? You know what I mean? So it's hard to gauge how hard Deontay Wilder really hits, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then once he moves up a level in terms of when he fights some of the best in his competition, can they actually take his punches? And it seems like we said, his best opposition has been Tyson Fury, and he was able to take some of his punching. Although, he got put down a couple times, but he was able to withstand it.
Yeah, he took it and got back up every single time. And that's the thing. Like, if you really look at Deontay Wilder, I mean, the only two names that come to my mind that actually he fought that were decent is Fury and Ortiz. I don't rate Stavern. Even though Stavern was the champion, he got Vitaly Klitschko's belt that was vacated. Like, it's not like he did anything to actually win the belt. It was his first title defense of winning a vacated title. So I guess Stavern could count, but I've never rated Stavern as being anything special. I didn't think he was that good. I thought he was gifted the WBC title shot. Like, he was undeserving of it. So
you wouldn't say Malik Scott as well?
Bro, that phantom punch. He straight. Malik straight had air brushed by him and fell down. Like,
well, that was considered. Well, Malik at that point, even though he just had such a bad layoff, like he didn't fight consistently. He was considered probably one of our decent American heavyweights at the time.
Yeah, but the thing is, Deontay Wilder didn't hit him when he knocked him out. Like, if you watch the replay,
yeah. Yeah. It's a glorified sparring match.
Yeah, it really was. But, like, I'll put it like this. If Deontay Wilder goes out there and knocks out Andy Ruiz Jr., I don't care if he knocks him out fast or late. It doesn't matter. We know Ruiz has been in there with Parker, who hits hard. He's been in there with AJ, who hits hard, and they couldn't stop him. So if Wilder knocks him out, flatlines him, we can now start to say that, yes, this dude has impressive power if he can do it. So I think Ruiz is a good gauge of how hard he actually hits. I don't know if you agree or not.
No, I definitely think he hits really hard, especially with that titanium in his hand. Anybody's going down with that. That robot fist he has, like, come on, anybody's gonna go down with that.
That's funny.
That's what I worry about with Canelo coming back, because I think he might got some titanium in his wrist now or something like that. So we'll see what happens there if he starts going on a murderous row, knocking everybody out again.
I don't know. Like, people say I'm a Canelo hater because of I don't think Canelo's that great. I've never did.
No, yeah, he's really rudimentary. Like, even the fights where he wins, there's just a question mark. We still question, Lara. We still question, Triple G1. We still question even, what was his face? I'm blanking on his name.
Austin Trout?
Yeah, Trout. That Trout fight. Canelo wasn't really beating him up.
No. And the thing about it is, Austin Trout outlanded him in the majority of the rounds.
Yeah.
So, and then we saw him get in there with Mayweather and get embarrassed. Like, couldn't even touch Mayweather.
Schooled. Even the Cotto fight. Some people even said the Cotto fight looked a little interesting.
And that was a Cotto past prime.
Exactly.
My thing with Canelo was this. My biggest issue is, yes, he became undisputed. I got it. At 168. Big fucking deal, in my opinion, because he's undisputed. Don't get me wrong. But everybody knows the best guy at 168, the number one guy is David Benavidez. The guy who had the belt, the WBC belt, and lost it twice. Not in a fight, but outside of the ring. And Canelo has that WBC belt without beating the guy who earned the belt. That's my issue at 168 with Canelo. My issue at 160 with Canelo is he fought the best guy, Triple G, and there's nobody going to tell me he didn't lose that first fight. He lost it. So there, he fought the best at 147, got embarrassed. He fought the best at 160, should have lost. At 154, he could have fought the guy who was the best outside of him, Andrade, but he dodged him. So now at 154, he dodged the best, and at 168, he's dodged the best. Yes, he went up to 175 to fight an old-ass Kovalev, who damn near got knocked out by Anthony Yarde, who only had one successful round, who had already been knocked out by Alvarez, who had already been knocked out by Andre Ward. So we know the Kovalev that Canelo fought wasn't the best. He goes up there, beats him, and then runs from Adonis Stevenson. Then he goes back up to 175 to fight the guy with one belt instead of the guy who had two belts at the time, Beterbiev. So again, he goes for the weakest links, in my opinion. And that's always been my issue with Canelo. Yes, he's beat a lot of good fighters. He has a lot of names on his resume. But how many best guys at the division has he beat? None.
Yeah, and kind of gives true meaning. He's never been like, he's never beaten like the marquee name at the weight division. I mean, theoretically, you could say he did with 168 because anybody who had a belt was technically a marquee name. But like you said, he got gifted the WBC belt, which means he didn't beat the marquee name for 168. I mean, for WBC, which is David Benavidez, as you said.
And the thing about it is this. If you look at all the guys that Canelo beat to get undisputed, if you look at Smith, I don't think many people believe at 168 Smith could have beat Benavidez. If you look at Caleb Plant, I don't believe anybody believes that Caleb Plant could have beat Benavidez. And I forget who the other person was he beat.
Billy Joe. Billy Joe.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders. I don't believe anybody believes Billy Joe can beat Benavidez.
Yeah.
So again, I see him. Yes, he's made some great moves. Business. He's got some great accolades. Undisputed, but he never beat that.
Or there's like controversy around it.
There's controversy.
Yeah. Certain wins shouldn't be wins, or that's probably it. Take the reception. The reception's gone.
Let me know when it comes back.
Oh, you're back.
Or what I said was he beat Canelo. Canelo beat Mayweather on the scorecard. Adelaide Bird said he
yeah, that Adelaide Bird. That Adelaide Bird.
Worst ringside judge in boxing, in the history of boxing. But like that tells you how much he's had the judges in his pockets. Like, how could anybody say he beat Mayweather, a fight where he didn't even land a punch?
Yep, got made to look silly in there. Even with Laura.
Yeah. He couldn't hit Laura for nothing. I mean, most people, I understand, Laura didn't throw a lot of shots either. So, I don't know. But that's how I knew. How he performed against Mayweather, Trout, and Laura, that's how I knew Beaver was going to beat him easily. I just didn't know how the scorecard
I thought that was his apex. I thought he 175 just wasn't, that was too much to go for him. That was too much for him to chew. Because they were talking about, him fighting Makabu for the cruiserweight belt. But I feel like 175, he got Kovalev at the right time, but he couldn't do that to any other 175. I would say he'd probably even lose to Joe Smith Jr. if he fought him.
He very well might, because Joe Smith's going to come right at you, and he's got a lot of power. It'd be interesting, because Joe Smith can get hit, and Canelo's a counterpuncher. That probably would have been the better fight for him versus Beeble, but I think they were scared that Canelo would get knocked out if they put him in there with Joe Smith or Better Beast.
Yeah, precisely. So that's the thing. So it's a little bit of a protection mechanism there, that's why I think that's what I was saying about kind of Jaime Munguia too. Still seems like they're protecting him too. I don't really know from what, but
Oh, I know what they're protecting him from. A loss. Because Oscar De La Hoya, he came out years ago, probably 4 years ago, and he said that Zerto and Jaime Munguia were going to beat
Mayweather's record of 50-0. Yeah.
So now he's just making them fight nobody so they can get 50-0.
But there's Zerto, that's already a done deal with now.
Exactly.
So it's just Jaime now. So it's like he's going to be in a position. He's in positions to fight the best of his division right now, and it just seems like he doesn't want to. Or he's just trying to get Triple G.
He wants Triple G because Canelo does, he's going for the weakest link.
Yeah.
Janabek and Bo Charlo are more of a threat than Triple G.
Exactly.
And like I said earlier, I'm not even convinced Jaime could beat Triple G at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, Triple G still hits really hard.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of interested to see what happens with this Eubank versus Liam Smith fight. That'd probably be a good logical step.
I didn't even know that fight got made.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're still teasing it. But that's what they're saying. They're saying it's a done deal. They're just choosing a date and venue for it now. But it's supposed to happen sometime in January.
I really wanted that fight.
Yeah, well, we're still trying to figure out what's happening with Conor in terms of his, if he might get banned or however long, he has to be out for.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's probably gonna get a 6-month ban, and by the time they give it to him, they're gonna be like time served.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he deserves. He shouldn't get any more than a 6-month ban, because I look at it like this: if Canelo can get caught on clenbuterol and only get 6 months out of the ring, which is how long he goes anyways in between fights, then why is Conor Ben getting a 4-year ban? If Gerald Miller can get caught on steroids way more than what Conor Ben was caught for, be allowed to come back after a year, then get caught a second time on even more gear, it's like, and then I think he got a 2-year ban the second time? Like, why would Conor Ben be getting a harsher punishment than those guys?
Yeah.
I mean, think about Valdez. Valdez got caught on his teeth and didn't even get in trouble. Was allowed to fight.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, I just hope 147, the landscape will look different probably. Because there's talks of like Errol Spence moving up to 54 now after, whatever this fight happens with Thurman. That might be the logical next step now for him. So, which would leave... Huh?
Who does Errol Spence fight at 154?
That's the thing, right? Because then you have Jamel. He's supposed to move up to 160. And then, whoever, I guess, is left at 54. So you'll probably still have Tim Tszyu there. That'll probably be it, really. Tim Tszyu or whoever else.
Okay, if Charlo actually moves up to 160, then I'd say go to 154. But they all had the same trainer.
Then Fundora is still at 154. Yeah.
Yeah, but like right now, there's only one champion at 154, and that's Charlo.
Yeah, it's Charlo. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he's not gonna fight Charlo.
No.
And then we have to, in order for Charlo to go up to 160, Big Charlo has to go to 168, which he's not gonna do.
Well, we don't know what the story is with Big Charlo right now, right? It seems like he's just like semi-retired.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that's also the thing too. It's like he's been out the ring so long. Can he even face like Jaime Munguia at this point? Because I mean, even though Munguia is fighting like lesser competition, he's been active.
Right.
And then Charlo's, again, like I said, his lifestyle and life out of the ring hasn't been the best right now. So he has this kind of career debilitating injury. So it's a lot that he has to deal with to get back into the ring.
I mean, you got a good point. I don't know. But still,
160, yeah. Yeah. Because that's where the fights are really for him, too.
Well, yeah, and also the Charlo twins said they'll never fight each other.
Yeah. They pulled the Klitschko on us.
Which, you know what? I'm not against that. Like, I don't feel like you should have to fight your brother. If you don't want to, like, that's your brother. Why are you... You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, some brothers do fight. Some brothers don't like each other. But I don't feel like that's a healthy relationship. If you like your brother, why would you want to try to knock him out?
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting fight weekend too. So we have a couple good fights this weekend. So.
Yeah. Taylor,
Prograis,
we got Whyte,
and then we also have Ryder and Parker.
Oh yeah, Jack Parker.
Yeah.
I've never seen him fight.
I've seen a couple of his fights. He looks okay. I think he should have enough to beat John Ryder, but you never know.
I mean, truth be told, I thought John Ryder Smith.
Yeah.
So I mean, Ryder's a durable fighter.
Yeah, but he didn't look so great in his gifted Daniel Jacobs win.
Well, was it really gifted? Like I like Daniel Jacobs.
I would say it's revenge for the Gabe Rosado loss over Daniel Jacobs.
That was horrible. Like that was the worst loss ever, because they announced Gabe as the winner just to come back and say, "Oh no, you lost. Jacobs won."
Yep.
Like that's horrible.
So I think that was
Gabe. He was chasing Jacobs for years.
Yep, that was a New York rivalry.
Yeah.
Informal New York rivalry, but Gabe's on his last legs now as well. So.
Yeah, he's been a award.
Yeah, he's done. He should have just retired after the Beck to Bully win. Should have went out on top with that.
Yeah, that would have been a good to go out on. But how do you see the pro grades, the pay to fight going?
I feel like Prograis has enough to, because I rate him as probably the best in a division at the moment, or second best, because I guess Josh Taylor's still in it, technically. So I think Prograis has enough to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards as well. As long as he fights him smart.
Which he should. I don't think Prograis
Yeah.
typically fights too negative, so it seems like he'll box smart.
Yeah, as long as he boxes him and doesn't go to war with him, I think he should win it. But if he goes to war with Zepeda, it's up in the air who wins that fight, because Zepeda, that's not a guy that you want to get in there and trade shots with.
Yeah, there's no point in doing that. There's no point in doing that.
Speaking of Josh Taylor, is he going to fight Catterall or no?
Yeah, that seems like to be the next logical step. Well, they kind of have to, right? So, that's unfinished business before he moves up to 147, and who knows how he'll do up there.
I don't think 147.
You don't think he can hang at 147? Like, you don't see him beating like Ortiz or? I feel like that would be the easiest fight versus Boots or Ortiz. I would say he could probably beat Ortiz.
I don't know because like if it was Josh Taylor before he fought Catterall, I would say that he could have done good. But the way that I watched Catterall pick him apart and beat him, I don't really know how good he actually is, especially moving up into a way more competitive division. Like,
you don't think he's like one of those who fight at the level of his competition? You know how some people like there are a lot of fighters who fight like they fight the guy at their level, but if you give them somebody who's a little higher rated, then they'll fight up a level.
Yeah, but the thing is, normally guys who rise to the occasion, they still actually win the fight. Even though they look bad winning, they still win. In my opinion, Taylor lost. Like, that was one of the biggest robberies ever in boxing. Like, it was a horrible robbery. Like, Catterall beat him.
Yeah, Catterall won that fight very conclusively, but they took it from him.
And that's my thing. Like, I could go with the fact that maybe he rises to the occasion, but a lot of fighters that you say that about, they always win. Even though they look bad winning, not look bad losing. So I don't know. Like, and if I don't know. Like, Boots, he's really not tested. He hasn't really fought anybody that's decent. He's fast. He's got power. Ortiz, he's more proven, in my opinion, if you go off a resume with beating Mean Machine.
Yeah, that was a really good win.
But we've never seen Josh take punches like these guys at 147 throw. So I don't know what type of chin he had.
You wouldn't say, well, that's true, because he also he really overcame Prograis pretty easily. Not easily, but he overcame Prograis pretty good.
Right. But I mean, Prograis not hitting as hard as your Earl Spence, is your Boots.
That's true.
I mean, in my opinion, my guy, my running in the hat is somebody that nobody talks about. Rashidi Ellis. I think he's the best guy at 147. I think he can beat them all.
He's definitely coming. He's definitely on the back burner right now. Not to say he's a dark horse of the division.
Yeah. I mean, Rashidi's best win is to Roca, who beat Blair the Flair Cobbs. So, I mean, so I don't know. Like, 147, if Earl moves up, it's up for the taking. I mean, this is the time for Josh Taylor to move up if he's going to try to get a belt when all the belts get vacated, because it doesn't look like Earl Spence, Terrence Crawford is ever going to happen.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? If Arrow moves up, wouldn't the most likely next step would be for Crawford to move up too? So they just do it at a higher weight class?
I don't know. I mean,
will it still have the same effect though? Like, because I mean, at that point, you know,
I don't
let's
think
just
it would
say
have the same effect because no titles would be on the line. You would still have people who are like diehard fans like us who would watch it, but I think to the casuals it would be a lot smaller of a fight because there's no titles on the line, so they couldn't. It'd be a very hard sell.
Would it be like a bragging rights type of thing? You know?
I mean, it could be, but at the same time, you run into the issue of, you know, people seem to forget that this is Bud's third weight class. It's Earl's only weight class. It's his first one that he started at. So there's a strong possibility that 154 is just too big for Terrence Crawford, and he's just not good at 154. Kind of like Canelo going to 175. It's just a step too much.
Yeah.
So I'm not positive that them fighting at 154 would play out the same as if they did it at 147.
Yeah. Fair enough, because I mean, well, the thing is, if Bud moves to 154, he has the right to challenge the WBO champion, whoever that may be, you know,
right.
Come the Charlo versus Tszyu fight. So, you know, he always has that in his pocket.
I think Tszyu could actually Charlo.
Yeah, it'd be, oh man, again, another type of upset. It'll make his father proud too, because he had that kind of upset type win over Zab Judah, so that would be a very similar circumstance.
And then, you know, Tim, his little brother's boxing again now, and he's better than Tim.
Yeah, I think if they're not in the same weight class, one of them's in a higher weight class.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if even if Tim Tszyu can get through Charlo, I don't know if he could beat I was about to say Fonseca.
No, Fundora, yeah. It's just that height, man. That height in those dimensions is just unreal. But, you know, hey, I mean, we got to think about it, was very similar in terms of Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams. So, you know, hey, you never know.
Yeah, but
or Hagler Hearns.
The difference in Fundora is he doesn't use height.
That's true. Yeah.
And that's something
crazy.
I've never seen before. I've never seen a guy that much taller, that much longer, be able to beat the short guys in close range. It's insane. Like, I've never seen it.
Yeah, what he did to Erickson Lubin was criminal.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, it was bad. I think Fundora, I think he should just, he should keep moving up. I feel like he would cap out at probably like maybe 168 or 175.
I don't know. Because
he still needs to get, like, I mean, again, he needs to grow into his body more, so he needs to get more of his man strength and then move up.
Well, the thing with Fundora is if he can conquer 154, his dimensions, his frame, he could go all the way up to heavyweight at 6'6". He could be a heavyweight fighter.
He can, but I think he's too much of an ectomorph. Like, he just won't be able to put on the weight and hold that weight and be successful, because he's just too skinny. So that's why I said maybe he'll be probably just a good 175, maybe a good light heavyweight, just a tall, very tall light heavyweight. Because I think his muscle, his like skeletal system, his like frame, it just doesn't seem like he can go up to like like heavyweight and just be successful.
How old is he? 20 what? He's young.
He's young, but like, I mean, this is kind of the question, like this kind of a similar debate where we were talking about what, you know, Conor Benn, you know, well, you know, we know, you know, allegedly that, you know, he's enhanced But again, look in Fedor's frame. Like, can you see that frame, like potentially being like AJ's frame? Or, you know, better yet, even Usyk's frame, maybe even cruiserweight. Probably, I'll give him maybe cruiserweight, probably.
The thing about it
is, if we even look at like Beterbiev he's more filled out at 175, you know, of course, than, you know, Fedor at 154. But, you know, Fedor is like way taller. But
I don't disagree.
His just you don't think his like like his skeletal frame? Do you think he can hold on to weight like that?
I think anybody who's 6'6" could easily
put on size.
Yeah, can at least get up to 230 pounds without even trying. You wouldn't even have to try hard. Like, if you gave me Fondora today, I guarantee you, if I was working with him, having him, because I'd put him on weights and I would control his diet. I can guarantee you within 6 months, I wouldn't want to do it for fighting because it'd be too much weight too fast. But if I'm just saying hypothetically, if I wanted to put weight on him, I guarantee you I could get him to 190, 200 pounds in about 6 months.
So no, that's what I'm saying. I think he would probably cap out at probably cruiserweight if we're being like generous with him. That's so I'm saying he's probably like in I guess like a good comparison. Michael Jordan, 6'6", right? Probably like at his prime, like 190 pounds, 200 pounds, somewhere around there. You know, cruiserweight. Right. So that's probably like, I would say that's the best he can probably do. Because I also don't think he would have the power to like, he doesn't have heavyweight type power. So I don't know if his power necessarily carry all the way up that way.
It's just hard to say because you're looking at a guy who, I mean, truth be told, he's built like a refugee. Like,
that's what I'm saying. My man looks like a Kenyan or like a Somali pirate, like a tall Somali pirate.
But here's the thing. Look at what he did to Lubin being that malnourished. So if you were to make his body healthy, not saying he's not healthy because it's natural to him where it's at, but that weight's not natural for the height. Like, he should have a lot more weight behind his ass. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, he's like kind of underweight for his height.
He's very underweight. So if you brought him up, he may have a lot of power that's hidden. I don't know. I think he's a freak. He's a freak of nature. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like Paul Williams. Like, dude, you're 6'3", but you're a welterweight. What the hell?
I wish that Mayweather fight and Paul Williams would have happened.
Yeah.
That was the only person I knew without a doubt would beat Mayweather. I have no doubt Paul Williams could have beat him.
Yep.
It's just, and you know where I'm going to right now, Atlanta, is where
Oh, got choppy for a second. It's a little choppy.
testing 1 2 3.
All right, yep, back.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Yep, I can hear you.
1 2
yep.
3.
You're still good.
You can hear me?
You're good.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, all I was saying was is where I'm driving to right now, Atlanta.
Yeah.
Bro, you motherfucker. I'm about to beat your motherfucking ass. Anyway, sorry about to get roped. Oh. All I was saying is where I'm driving to Atlanta, that's where Paul Williams got into his motorcycle accident.
Oh man.
So that's unfortunate because he was such a good fighter.
Yeah. Well, there was talks about him possibly being able to walk again because it was like kind of a bruise on the spine or whatever. But
yeah, I don't know if he will though.
Yeah.
I think he lives in Augusta. I want to say he lives in Augusta, Georgia.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he does. I'm not positive, but I'm sure it's Augusta. But yeah, like he beat Sergio Martinez, and Sergio Martinez came back and knocked him out.
Yep, brutally.
Yeah. But you know, he walked into it because there was a lot of controversy around the first fight where people were saying he should have lost. So he came in there overly aggressive, trying to prove a point, and he got caught.
Yep.
And I hate the fact that Cotto beat Sergio. Because Cotto would have never beat him if that man had two good knees.
That's it. Yeah. But Martinez is, I don't know, somehow he's ranked, number 5 in the WBA right now? I don't know how he is, but hey.
Yeah, I haven't seen him since he came back.
Yeah, he's been crawling his way back into it, so.
But I knew, I had made a bet with one of my friends that was Puerto Rican that Sergio Martinez was going to beat the shit out of Cotto. And then when I see Martinez walking to the ring with
it was a done deal.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I made a mistake.
It was a done deal. It was easy pickings for Cotto.
Yeah, even move in the ring.
That was it. He was done. I felt that way when Cotto fought Saddam Ali. That ruined my whole day.
Yeah. But you know what? I will say one thing about Cotto. Before he got beat by Margarito, he used to have really, really good body shots. Like, he used to work the body really well. And after Margarito beat him, he quit going to the body.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's the shell shock of getting hit with that plaster of Paris.
yeah, fucking plaster.
It's just like, I don't know if I should go to the body anymore because I got to be cautious of this dude hit me in the face now.
Yeah, like, Margarito, that dude should have been stripped out of boxing history.
Yeah, that's just murder. That's like just ultimately you're just inflicting that much damage on somebody's face. It's crazy.
But people will do that shit for money. That's what it comes down to. Like with Conor Ben doing the PEDs, motherfuckers loading their gloves. Like, they don't care about the other person's health. They just care about the money they're gonna get if they win.
That's terrible. That's why they're always talking about we got to clean up boxing because of stuff like that.
I agree, but my problem is boxing is not fair. If you're a Canelo or a Valdez and you get caught doing something, you don't even get in trouble. But if you're a Conor Ben, you get a 4-year ban. So my thing is
the money that whoever the money follows you, and I mean theoretically you would say the money should follow Conor Ben, right? Because he's kind of Eddie Hearn's golden goose at the moment. But Eddie Hearn seems to be invested in Canelo as well, so it's like, and AJ at the same time. So it's like he has a bunch of golden eggs. So it's like, who can he sacrifice? For the most money.
Well, I'm interested to see how much pull Eddie actually has over Canelo because I know Eddie really wants to fight.
Well, DAZN's not going to have it anymore because they're bleeding numbers now. A lot of people cancel their subscriptions. So DAZN, they really need Canelo to fight somebody. Like to actually fight somebody of note because they're just bleeding subscriptions.
DAZN was I know I canceled mine. Like I had mine since they launched. I kept my account, kept paying them my $10 a month all through COVID. They raised the price. I kept paying. But once they started doing pay-per-view, I canceled it. I'm not going to support them.
Yeah, I want to say my last DAZN fight probably was... No, actually, because I used my VPN. I watched it on YouTube. So, yeah, it was the Ryota versus Murata versus Triple G. I watched it. I just switched my VPN to Japan and watched it on YouTube. That's funny.
For free.
For free, yeah. I can't even remember. I think maybe Billy Joe. No, it was Plant. It was Plant versus Canelo. I think was my last DAZN pay-per-view. Or Billy Joe versus Canelo. One of those.
I was happy that Canelo beat Billy Joe. I didn't like him.
Yeah, Billy Joe's, he's a controversial character, but, I always called him like mini Tyson Fury in that regard, because, they got the gypsy thing. So if he was to pull it off, he would have like kind of a Tyson Fury-esque claim of being king of the gypsies or gypsy king or whatever.
Yeah,
but now apparently they got beef, so...
Billy is to me a lot further than Fury. Fury will do dumb stuff. But Billy Joe Saunders, he got I forget the fighter's name, but he had his son punch the fighter in the balls. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't give a fuck if your kid 5 or 6 years old. I don't give a fuck. You put them on stage.
Oh, yeah, that was Willie Monroe Jr. Yeah. That was Willie Monroe Jr., yeah.
Yeah. Or like he threw chicken at somebody he was gonna fight. Like, I don't like that stuff.
Yeah, Billy Joe's over the top. But apparently he's trying to come back because he wants to get the payday to fight Eubank. And then I guess ride off into the sunset. Because now if you see him, he's like 230 pounds and just looks so slow.
Yeah, he got that first loss, couldn't handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's out there fighting in the streets, getting beat up by people in the streets. It's like, come on, dude. It's like, I mean, I know about that gypsy thing, but geez, how are you guys? That's the same thing that happened to BJ Penn. BJ Penn's out there fighting in Hawaii and gets knocked out by some dude at a bar. Or outside the bar, rather. It's like, come on. You're a pro fighter. You shouldn't be getting knocked out by average Joes. Don't get me wrong. Anybody can get their day made, right? There's just some people out there who are bigger and stronger than you. And even if you're a pro fighter, they hit you one way, you're done.
But they don't understand, right? Let's take Frank Davis, who's like 5 foot nothing, 135 pounds, right? They see this guy as a devastating knockout artist. But he's only fighting guys his own size. Like, in the streets, there's no weight. What's going to happen when you get up against somebody who can handle themselves? Yeah, they're not a pro fighter, but they're 215, 220 pounds, and they're strong, and they can grab you and slam you and beat your head in. Like, it's different. Like people don't, they can't grasp that. While these fighters may be great, they're fighting little dudes.
Now, this is not a comparison, but I mean, I guess it's kind of relevant. I guess the white collar boxing with Greg Hardy versus Hasim Rahman Jr. For all intents and purposes, Rahman Jr. is supposed to be a boxer, right? But you lose to MMA dude / former football player and Greg Hardy.
Did he
get put down?
Did he lose?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Rahman Jr. lost to Greg Hardy, a former football player / MMA fighter.
That was on the KSI card, right?
KSI wasn't fighting. Who was it? No, that was the top of the bill. They were the main event. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was fighting on the KSI card.
No. This just happened. It was last weekend.
So you know what? I'm gonna say it. Jake Paul would have beat his ass.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He said, unfortunately. I'm not gonna lie. It hurt my soul to know that he beat Anderson Silva.
Yeah. But see, this is what people forget too. You got a kid, in Jake Paul, who has an unlimited amount of money. So all he has time to do is do boxing. So of course he's going to get pretty good. Because he has the resources. So of course he can spend enough time training to get good. Even if Anderson, is an all-time great, fighter, he just, isn't a boxer. And he's older. So and he did well for, he did well. He just got caught at the end of the round, the last round. And I think that's what kind of put it over for Jake Paul as well. But now, Jake Paul, apparently there's talk of him fighting Andrew Tate. So let's see if that materializes.
Yeah, I saw that. Now, while Andrew Tate's not a boxer, he was a kickboxer. So he should know how to at least have the basic fundamentals of boxing down.
Yeah, you got to watch some of his boxing. I mean, again, he's not the most technically sound, but you would hope that his kickboxing, he could possibly pull a Pereira, what Pereira did to Izzy. He could possibly do the same thing.
Well, Andrew Tate's a lot bigger than Jake Paul, isn't he?
I think they're about the same size, actually. If not, Andrew Tate's probably just an inch taller.
Oh, I thought Tate was supposed to be like 6'3" or some shit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I think because Jake Paul isn't he like 6'2"?
Oh, I thought Jake Paul was shorter than that.
No, he's either 6'2" or like 6'1.5".
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was around my height, around 5'11".
No, yeah, he's a little taller.
Okay.
Because he's like cruiserweight, so these guys are like all cruiserweights.
I mean, how many titles did Andrew Tate have in kickboxing?
His biggest win was he was an Fusion champ, which is really good in the kickboxing world, because that's like you're fighting in like the Dutch, in Holland and stuff, and the Dutch kickboxing, scene is very high level. So he was a Fusion world champ at cruiserweight. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good milestone to have.
Now let me ask you this: his fighting style, did he rely on kicks or punches?
He did a lot of low kicks, but he used more punches.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, he was more. Yeah, he was definitely more punch savvy.
How long has he been out of sport?
Oh boy. I would say his probably last fight was in 2019. Not kickboxing, MMA wise. MMA wise. Either 2019 or 2020. But again, that was kind of a glorified match too, right? Because he's fighting in Romania, and I'm not saying there are no good fighters in Romania, but it's like they threw him in there with like probably a Romanian cab driver.
Right, but at least he was active.
Yeah. He had a recent enough MMA fight.
And he's what, like 35?
Yeah. So he's still relatively young.
Yeah. And he stays in really good shape.
Yeah.
It all depends. Like you're looking at 2 to 3 years of ring rust. He's in shape, which is good. I would say it really is dependent on how quick you can fight. Is he going to have enough time to get ring rust off?
Yeah, he still trains apparently. Like he still spars and stuff like that. So I mean, at least he got that going for him. Yeah, he still trains, but it's like more so kickboxing training. But he still also mixes up with boxing. But like I said, his boxing technique's a little abysmal. But
is it worse than
it's
Jake?
something.
Is it worse than Jake?
It's kind of hard. I would say yes, it's a little worse because he doesn't have a boxer instructor. He's kind of just basing it off his own experience. Which I mean, in itself, it's okay, but you're boxing as a kickboxer. You're not boxing as a boxer.
Right. Let me ask you this. How tough is it?
I mean, I wouldn't question Tate's heart because, like I said, that Dutch kickboxing scene, for anybody, you going up against those Dutch dudes, those are hard dudes. So no pause on that, but it's he can last. He can get hit and get back up.
Has he ever been knocked out?
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been put down.
Punch or kick?
Both.
Fuck.
But so has Jake in sparring, so.
The problem with being knocked out is every time you get knocked out, it's easier to get knocked out again.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about earlier with Dillian Whyte. It's just like, dude, your punch resistance is terrible now.
Yeah.
Just much so that, you're questioning if you could even take a punch anymore. Because as you were saying, he's slow for movement, and he's never been like, a super athletic guy in terms of like, he's probably in between training camps. But see, I was listening to another channel. I don't know if you watch Hatman Strikes Back, but Hatman was talking about he's a UK based guy. Probably not anymore. He's all over the world actually. But Dillian Whyte, even from his young amateur career, he was in the gyms with like Vladimir Klitschko and David Haye, and you're sparring with those guys, and you only have maybe 10 fights, and you're getting beat up in the sparring sessions from seasoned pros. So his punch resistance, was already getting shaken up even then.
Right.
So that just between the sparring and then him wanting to go blow for blow and war with everybody, it was bound to happen that he would get to a point where it's just like he can't take punches anymore.
Again, this fight hurts my soul because I really like Dillian Whyte, but I just think in the back of my mind. 4 years ago or so, I was telling everybody Jermaine somebody to look out for. And here he is, fighting my favorite UK fighter.
So we'll see. It's going to be a lot to be asked for Dillian Whyte if he has the fire still in him to want to win.
I think he does.
Yeah. I
don't understand what was going on with him and Fury because I didn't see the intensity.
He just gave him too much respect.
Yeah, he did.
There was too much respect, and like I said, he's been in the camp with Fury. You know, he's been in camp. He's been a sparring partner. You know, and that's kind of what happens when you're a sparring partner for some of these guys. It's just like you give them that respect for whatever reason. It's like, dude, this is your shot to become champion, especially, you know, from a belt organization that just shafted you. Could you imagine if he would have won that fight? That would have been like the proverbial FU to WBC. You know, he could have did a what do you call? What I forget the boxer's name. Oh man, the guy.
He was supposed to fight Lennox Lewis.
Yep. And just dropped the WBC belt in the garbage.
Yeah, in the trash.
He could have pulled one of those. It's like, I won this belt and I'm gonna dump it.
Yeah, he could have.
That would have been the way to go out too. He could have retired off of that. Or he could have retired off of beating Tyson Fury.
Well, he probably would have went for the AJ rematch, and AJ would have never pulled out Moose.
Yeah. Yeah.
We thought stupid moves, like stylistically, Usyk got AJ's number.
Yeah, like you said, there's just some guys that you know, they're just gonna have your number. You know, as like you said, Fury has Wilder's, and then Usyk has AJ's. Even though AJ the second time around, he looked much better, and you know.
See, I thought AJ did better the first time than the second time.
He had more. He tried to fight with more spite in the first fight, and then this time it was more of a controlled pace because then he gassed himself out in the first fight.
Yeah, I can see that. I just think.
But
I think
now,
AJ,
I mean,
AJ's biggest issue is he's lost too much weight.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, because they're thinking about, like, you know, he's in between, you know, trying to be heavy and then trying to be, you know, light. You know, is he more explosive when he's lighter? Who knows?
I don't think he is. I think AJ's best coach was Tony Sim. And ever since he left Tony Sim, he's been getting worse.
Oh man. Well, you see that's the matchroom camp that they're all they're on that special cocktail, so I don't know if he wanted to be associated with it anymore.
Tony Sim kind of been.
That's what I'm saying. The whole camp is kind of, you know, that's a bad look. The whole camp is just like kind of compromised.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like AJ's problem is mentally weak.
Yeah, it's always been that. He's one of those guys that it's just his mind. He's always been like that. I mean, Dillian Whyte exposed him. You know, he had, I call it the John Jones effect. You know, you pretend to be one way on camera, and then when it's off camera, you're a different type of person.
Right.
It's just like, yo, just be your authentic self. But you know, that's what happens when you try to manufacture a personality. It's like, dude, you don't have to do that. People already like you how you are, you know. Or if they don't like you, then so what?
So the fuck what? Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, and we saw it, you know, you saw how he finally he got tired of pretending and he just had his meltdown.
No, that meltdown he had with Usyk was horrible. Hooray.
Yep. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Usyk was looking at him like he was crazy.
Yeah, and then you take his belts and then you just throw him on the ground like that. It's like, come on, man. What are you doing?
Spit on him.
Yeah.
Spit on him too.
It's like, what's going on here? Why would you? I mean, because yeah, and at that point, those were Usyk's titles. It's like, dude, why are you throwing my titles on the ground? What's going on here?
And then he tried to wear his flag.
Yep.
Like,
Then you speak in Arabic to the crowd. It's like, wait, what's going on, man? You hit a whole. I've never seen anything like that before, but.
And that's the problem. Like you can't be in a sport like boxing and be mentally weak.
Yep. Yep. That's especially as heavyweights. At heavyweight, that's definitely a no. That's definitely a no now.
AJ's the youngest one out of all the guys, right?
I believe so, but not by too much.
Because he's younger than Usyk, he's younger than Fury, right?
Yeah, he's younger than Joyce. He's younger than. I think he's a little younger than Wilder. He's younger than Wilder. Yeah.
I mean, maybe AJ could take back over whenever all the guys are born.
Probably not, because like, I don't know. Like he's been in wars himself, right? So it's sort of like, and when we're talking about questioning his mental state, it's like, does he continue? Realistically.
I mean, he's rich.
That's what I'm saying. And like I was telling you before, previously, he has the DAZN, partnership too, so he gets paid off of DAZN as well. He has some stock in Matchroom, I think, as well, so he gets paid regardless. Because I think he has his own promotional company outfit now too, so he's already made generational wealth. He doesn't have to worry about money ever in his life, in his kid's life, and his kid's life. So he never has to worry about it.
Yeah, you're right. Didn't it sound like $100 million deal?
Yeah. So I mean, he's made generational wealth. Like his family will be good for generations.
You can see it, but I don't know what's going on. It's like a park. Like I'm getting all these 70 BMW, Audi, they all like going 100 miles per hour fast.
Trying to run from that UFO.
That's it.
Still trying to run from that UFO.
I kind of want to just do 100 miles per hour with them, but I don't.
Yep. That the state trooper will pull out of nowhere before you know it.
Yeah, get everybody. I had that happen to me before. When I was younger, I got caught doing 112.
Oh man.
It was a $600 ticket.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's wild.
But they caught me at 116. I was going much faster than that when I was racing.
Wow.
I was doing like 145, 155.
Wow.
Yeah. And then guy called.
Oh man.
Stupid shit you do when you're young.
Yep. That's the truth. Will you be doing fight breakdowns for the weekend fights?
Maybe. I don't know. They're not that far away. And I am getting over COVID.
Yeah.
So.
Or not necessarily breakdowns, or will you do like recaps, like after the fights? I mean, after you watch them, would you like talk about them?
I definitely do the recap. I have a lot of people who can't see the fight, like email me. And
yeah.
they like the recap, so I just stick with that. And really, truthfully, like if you look on my channel, when I do the recap, you like my most watched videos.
Yeah.
Like I get thousands of views on the recap.
Definitely, the recaps are good stuff.
Yeah. I definitely try to do the recap. But I don't know if I do like. First and foremost, I'm not going to do a prediction on Jermaine Franklin, Dillian Whyte. Because whoever loses is going to hurt my soul.
I hear you.
But if I have time, which I don't know if I will for Thanksgiving,
yeah,
I would like to do one for the Ada program fight.
Yeah. Because that's not on even television. That's like on, isn't it like on Fight TV or something like that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's not on like regular. It's not on TV at all, or it's not on any normal streaming platform. I think it's like on Fight TV or something. Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna tell you, when I get sick, like of course I have to go to work. I'll go to work, right? But when I come home. I'm like a bear hibernation. I will get in the bed and just sleep. I pay attention to no news, no sports, no nothing. I just sleep off the sickness till I'm better, and then I come out of my cage.
That's the way to go.
Like, I completely shut down my life outside of work.
Fair enough.
But so I didn't know what it was being broadcasted on.
Yeah, it's like I don't think it's on the typical streaming platforms that we're used to.
Well, I've watched Fight TV before.
Yeah, Fight TV. Like what fight? I saw Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao had a fight on Fight TV once. I forget against who. I don't know. It was Keith Thurman. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I think it was versus Keith.
Hasim Rahman Jr. when he got knocked out by McKenzie.
Yeah.
I believe that was on Fight TV as well.
Yeah.
So I watched it then. I'm trying to think of another fight that I watched on Fight TV. Was it Shields' first pay-per-view?
I don't remember. It may have been, yeah.
I want to say she was on Fight. And the cool thing about Fight TV is it has the chat box on the side.
Yeah.
Which is that's unique. Like I like that type to people while you're watching fight.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very user friendly in that regard.
Yeah. When is the Terrence Crawford fight?
I forgot. I don't even know.
Because I know that's going to be on the tab.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be like sometime in the new year, I believe? If not the new year, sometime in December. Yeah, I think so. Because if Thurman and Vince are fighting like towards the end of the year, then it has to be around the same time.
Did they make that fight official?
I don't think they did. I think it's still kind of, I guess, it's in the works at the moment. So we'll see what happens there.
I thought Earl Spence didn't want to fight him.
Well, I mean, that's his number one contender technically. If it's not Terrence Crawford, who, I mean, Boots is the number one, I think, for the IBF, or second for the IBF, and then WBA, I think it's Keith Thurman. Or WBC, one of those. Actually, no, it's WBC. Yeah, it's WBC. Because WBA is Stanionis, but Stanionis is fighting Ortiz, so we'll see how that
comes out. Who do you think wins that fight?
You think so?
No, I'm saying, who do you think wins?
It's tough. Because I like Stanionis because, arguably, I mean, he beat up David Evanesian, which, not for nothing, Evanesian's been, like, on a murderous row himself as of late. So, that stands out as a pretty solid win.
Yeah, Evanesian is always fighter.
Yeah, and I hope he gets the challenge. I really hope he gives Terrence all he has. Because that would be, I think that fight has potential to be fireworks. Even though I feel like Crawford has more than enough to beat David Evanesian.
I mean, the thing about Terrence is ever since he's come to 147, he stopped everybody.
Yeah. But these are also guys who were kind of past it. Like, Kell Brook passed it.
Yeah.
Amir Khan definitely passed it. And I would say Avanesian, you know, he's not just a Euro bum. You know.
No, he's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's pretty crafty in there. So, and then he could pop too. So, you know, and Bud could get put down. So it's not like he can't be put down.
That would be a huge upset.
That would throw a wrench in a lot of people's pockets.
Could you imagine if David Avanesian wins and Keith Thurman wins?
Yep. That we won't be talking about Spence versus Bud anymore.
No, it get fucked up like a heavyweight did against Wilder and AJ.
Yep, it'd be done. That'd be a done deal.
And you know that happens a lot because they marinate too much, and then eventually they lose.
Yeah. Because it's been inactive for a long time. Did you see that video that Errol put out? Well, I mean, I guess his wife did, with him kind of just like not looking great.
Yeah, I saw where he was like, didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's not a good look.
Like that out.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look.
Like if my girl did that to me, she would be gone.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's like people don't have to see me like that. That's nuts.
And that's what I'm talking about. Like stuff like that, it'll catch up with you. You cannot be in a sport and stay at the elite level living like that.
And I mean, he also, I mean, you know, he had his accident too. Who knows how much that really took out of him. I mean, you know, he looks good now, but we don't really know, like, long term what that has done to him.
Right. Especially going head first into concrete.
Yeah, I mean, he lost all his teeth. I mean, you know, he got surgery to get new teeth now, but still, you know, that is, oh boy.
I mean, that's what Mayweather had to go because he never lived like that.
Yep. Oh man. So I live in a city that's very politically one way. So I mentioned Mayweather's name, and then the first thing that came up with somebody, you know, they brought up his allegations, but I'm like, man, could you not just give him his props as a sports person? And that person wasn't having it. I was like, oh man, I walked into the wrong place.
Well, my thing is this. People can't separate personal life from sports life.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that, like, you should not praise people for bad things. However, you cannot take away from their accolades.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
And people try to erase people out of history, even when they were the best at something.
Yep.
I never had that mentality.
That's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of people that are in history that, you know, we praise, they did some really bad things, you know, but it's like we choose to have selective sort of memory for you know, this person or that person or this person.
Well, I'll bring up a prime example. Let's just go because we were talking about Nashville and that great plan earlier. Tobit. That was a grown-ass man looking at a 12-year-old girl.
Yep.
Like this dude met her and was probably fucking her since she was 12.
Yep.
But it's okay because of Velvet. But if you get a guy like R. Kelly, it's not okay.
Yep.
It's crazy to me, like you said, how people pick and choose what's okay, what's not okay.
That's unfortunately that's the way of our country. That's the way of our country. Unfortunately.
If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for all.
Yep. It's like we're gonna choose to, you know, who ignore, you know, what this person did because, you know, they're doing what we want in our society. But if they go against it, then that's where we're gonna, you know, bash them.
Right.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't think accolades should be a race for
No, yeah, I mean, not at all. It's like these things happen. They're meaningful for, you know, a reason. You know, they mean something.
Right.
You know, I can praise a sportsman. But I don't know him personally. You know, not only do I not know him personally, but I don't have to also like what he does. So, but the fact that he's a sports person and, you know, accomplished a certain accolade, you know, I'll give him props for that. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like, you can't take away what somebody's already done.
Yeah.
But trying to think what else. Are there any other things we haven't hit?
No, I think we pretty much, you know, addressed everything, especially that's going on this weekend. That's been happening within the past couple of weeks as well.
All right, well, this is a good stream.
Yeah.
Long stream. I almost
It's also to pass the
got
time for you driving, so it's also good to pass the time for you.
Yeah, I still gotta wait. Hold on.
Oh man.
Still got an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good. I mean, at least you killed a couple 2 hours of that time, so that's good.
Yep. I appreciate it though.
No worries.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You as well. Alrighty.
Everybody that jumped on, I appreciate y'all jumping on. Everybody that typed, I appreciate y'all typing. I'll get back to doing videos on a regular now that I'm back to 100%. Y'all have a good night.